Yo, welcome to the KillJoy Jake YouTube channel. My name is Anthony, and how are you guys doing tonight? What's up, everybody? Tiara is asking, am I really gonna smoke dope? Maybe not today, but it is legal in Ohio. Hell yeah, big thumbs up to my Ohio friends out there. We're just gonna start every stream talking about dope at this point. That's crazy. I love it. Villain Killin' Dylan, how's it going, man? How you doing? Welcome in. Thanks for being a channel member. Appreciate you, dog. Thank you. What else we got? RJ Skarenki. Love that last name. What's up, RJ? How you doing? Our raccoon in the house, RJ. What about Terrifier 3? That teaser, it's out. Art is in the clown, aka Art Claus. I like that. Art. Old Saint Art. What about Chucky or Ghostface in the snow next? Ghostface might be going there next, my friend. That's a big rumor right now. Holiday setting. Trust me, we're gonna tear into that very soon here. Got a special guest on tonight, and I'm so excited to talk about all these things. Connie Cleary is with us as well. What's up, Connie? How's it going? I love the bird. I just gotta say, I always do. Hello. Welcome on in. Appreciate you. Thanks for being a KillJoy cult member. JT Owsley is saying, been waiting for the stream all day long. Oh, JT, you're just gonna melt my heart. God, it's so sweet. I set my notifications and hope you go for 3 hours tonight. I sure as hell am gonna try. We're gonna see, JT. Thanks for being here, though, man. I appreciate you. Jason Carpenter saying, yo, what's up, Jake? How's it going, Jason? I'm vibing. We're chilling. We're streaming. My favorite thing to do. How are you doing, Jason? Hope you're doing well. Know you were on vacation last time we went live. Hope you're still doing good. Joey XYZ is here. Let's get weird. We always like to get a little weird over here. I dig it, Joey. Welcome in. Jason's got a good feeling about Thanksgiving. Me too. I'm very excited for this. Eli Roth's return to horror. It's getting a lot of really good reviews, a lot of brutal things happening in that trailer. Ooh, thing's gonna be nasty as fuck. Very excited for that one for sure. Could be a pleasant wrap up to the year. I hope so. We need some more good horror movies this year. Oh my God, everybody. Sarah Campbell has been a member for a whole ass year. Sarah, thank you so much. I really do appreciate your support. Saying, well, the Earth has taken a full trip around the sun since I found you, and I'm still here. Oh, Sarah, once again, my heart is already gonna melt. We're not even 3 minutes into this shit. You guys are the best. Love every single one of you, but especially Sarah. Sarah, thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Wait, your name isn't Jake? I don't know. What is my name? Maybe you'll never know, Jay. Maybe you'll never know. Kevin Alexander's hanging out with us. What's up, Jake? What are your box office predictions, or projections, I guess, for Thanksgiving? Do you think it will cross 100 to 200? Ooh, I don't even know. I want it to go above 100, but it is just kind of an unknown slasher. Coming from Eli Roth, so that's a little bit of notability. There are some big stars in it. Patrick Dempsey. I can't remember the TikTok girl's name off the top of my head, but she's pretty popular. So maybe for that reason it crosses 100 million. That's absolutely a possibility. I don't see it going like to the moon, not 200 million, but maybe 100. It's November too, that's another thing that's tough right now. So horror films aren't like popping as much as they are usually, but it is called Thanksgiving. It's November, maybe, you never know. This one is one I'm not very confident on in that question, Kevin. So very good question. Scottish Geek Guy is saying howdy. Welcome on in, my friend. Horror Tory's with us as well, throwing up them hands. I dig it. Brandon the Beldam is saying how's everyone going or doing? I can't fucking read, so clearly not good. But welcome on in. Austin Daniels is also here. Welcome on in. Welcome. Got a big week of movies next week. Gonna watch the Marvels, Thanksgiving, and I believe Napoleon comes out the next week as well. I'm very excited for all those things. Very good stuff, Austin. I'll be covering some of those bad boys, but not all of them. I'm not seeing the Marvels, I'll tell you that much. Team Movies is saying Chucky already killed in the snow. Remember Seed of Chucky? I want to forget Seed of Chucky, if I'm being honest, Team Movies, but good point. Ty Lee is saying, did you hear we watched a movie Theory? What if the blood on the wall is actually the real Santa's blood? I have not watched the video yet, but I did see them post about it. I'm going to check it out as soon as possible, Ty. Very good stuff. Saying hi to a few more people, and then we're throwing on our guests. Don't want to make them wait any longer than I already have. Trying to talk as fast as possible. It's crazy. Lighting Ghost, thank you for being a channel member, my friend. Thank you to Sarah as well. Appreciate both of y'all. Y'all are the best. And look at that. Connie Cleary has been a member for 5 months as well. Connie, thank you. Really appreciate you. Oh my God, you guys are crazy. You guys are nuts. I love it. Raymond is throwing $2.49 in there. Ooh, thank you so much, Bart Simpson. 3D Bart Simpson just threw out some shit. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate you. Thank you for the support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome on in, everybody. Let's talk a little bit about Terrifier 3, that brand new teaser trailer that just came out today. We all just finally got to see it, and not the leaked one, which I know some of you watched. Makes me sad, but that's okay. Anthony's coming on from Child of the Corn, though, to talk a little bit about that bad boy. So why don't we talk about it? What's up, Anthony? How you doing?
Thank you, Tyler-san. I very much appreciate your invitation. Thank you.
Did you like that? I was like, my name is Anthony now.
Yeah, and then Jay was like, wait, is your name really Jake? And that's funny because my middle name is actually Jay. Nice.
Really?
Yeah, no lie. I get everybody with it all the time. They're always like, what's your middle name? And I'm like, oh, it begins with a J. I'm like, you're never going to get it, though. And then I, in the end, tell them that it's just J, J-A-Y.
No way. Shit,
Yep.
okay.
Yep,
There
yep.
we go. Anthony J. Badass, man. Well, you were telling me a little bit earlier about how excited you were for Terrifier 3, and you have a specific theory regarding the teaser that just came out today.
Yeah, so we actually just watched the movie Saturday night. Terrifier 2 had been a minute since probably, it had probably been at least over 6 months. So sat down, watched it on Saturday night. Dude, that movie, like, so just like watching it fresh and then watching the trailer like right when I got home, I had seen like the little teaser that they had kind of shown before, like the 30 seconds or whatever, just like the little girl mainly coming down and seeing, art. And it just like, I don't know, like I was worried to even like, this probably isn't right. I'm just saying like, I was worried to like put out my opinion because I didn't want anybody thinking like, oh, he looked at some leaks or some shit, or I don't know, dude, or just, so I was like, oh, well, why wouldn't that, that could just be Sienna as like a young girl having a dream of maybe a Christmas that she had when she was younger or something. And art is still kind of like, like terrifying her, mind and like everything with all that just happened during like the Halloween time, or something like that. So I was just like, well, maybe that's just what it is. Maybe nothing really comes about it. It's just like a dream sequence for like the next film, or something.
So does that imply that that's a young Sienna in the teaser trailer we got?
Correct. Yes. I mean, that's
Ooh.
what I was kind of thinking. I was just like, it looks like her, same hair color, eyes. Like, I was just like, yeah, I mean, that could just be her as like a young girl, maybe thinking back on a time when she was having, maybe when she found out about saying, I don't know. But like, I was like, maybe it won't even be in the movie. Like I heard some other people say that, like, I was like, oh yeah, like, I think people are just, I don't know. I think he is going to take it up a notch, but I don't know if that's going to be like, hurting this little girl, you know what I mean? Or I don't, and even if it is, I mean, like dude, people have to recognize when they're stepping into Terrifier. Like I told Brooke before we watched it, I'm just like, this isn't like anything much else that you're going to, pretty much watch. But dude, it's so slapsticky and just like, dude, the second one, rewatching the second one again, like I said from the start, the appreciation I have for that film is just like the small group of people, very independent label, came together, made this movie for like a small amount of money, made a lot of money off of it. And dude, the film is just cool as shit. It has like, I heard you speak in your video today, or it might have been in one of your other ones where you were reviewing the trailer at first. And you said it has like that 80s slasher lens on it. Dude, it does. Like that second one just does. It seems like it has a new style, like 80s slasher lens on it. And I just love the atmosphere. Like it's like, to me, watching it again, I'm thinking, oh man, like I'm going to watch this like every Halloween because it's just fun. Yes, yet it's like gruesome, but yet it's just like art. He's such a character, man. Like, and same with everybody else. Like, Sienna, like she's a cool character. Like they were all like, it was so crazy, dude. Like when they were in the Hilton and they were just, like I don't know. I feel like I should have went up and said something to him or something and just been like, good job with that film. Like that film was fucking awesome. Like straight up.
Dude, yeah, speaking of Scarefest, where we both went to Scarefest in Kentucky just a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, all the Terrifier people were there. It was a blast. I ran into like a bunch of them at the hotel, which was nuts. I think that they had to have been staying there or something. I ran into David Howard Thornton and I ran into Elliot Fulham's mom in the elevator, which was nuts. Like, I don't know. So she, like, I walked in and she's just like, oh my God, aren't you the YouTuber guy? And I'm just like, yeah, who are you? And she's like, I'm Elliot's mom. And I'm like, what? No, oh my God, no way. It was so cool. It was just so random and out of nowhere. I didn't even expect to run into these people, and then this shit's happening. But I absolutely like just think they're the nicest people. Like if you go and meet them in a horror con, they're just unbelievably nice. They're so cool to talk to, and they're just very humble about this whole situation, which has blown them out of proportion in terms of fame in the horror community. It's amazing. It's amazing how they've stayed with such a level head through all of this.
Amen, dude. Yeah. When we went into like the slasher panel, and I got to listen to Doug Bradley and David Howard Thornton and James Hugh Courtney Nick Castle, dude. David just seemed super cool, super down to earth. He just like kind of gave like a little, background on like his career and everything, and just like when he described like what he brings to the character of Art, like that kind of like almost like vulture kind of like, I don't know, it's like it all made sense when he was describing it. I'm like, yeah, this makes all it's wacky, but yet you just like appreciate, like, I don't know, what he's done with the character. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely, man. It is, Art the Clown is essentially just like this gigantic cartoon character.
Exactly. Amen.
And real quickly, I have to say hi to my friend Jess out there. Hello, Jess. I did not say hi to you last time, and she was very mad about it. I'm so sorry. Jess, hello. Thank you for stopping in the stream. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. Sorry about that. Anyways, back to Art the Clown, though. With this teaser as well, do you, like, so if you think it's a dream sequence, do you think we are going to get some kind of, like, kill sequence in the same sense as what we saw? Like, because we do know, I want to throw this out there as well before you answer. We do know that they filmed this prior to the strikes, and this wasn't actually part of like the main production, which to my knowledge has not started yet. So this may not even be something, like you said, that's even featured in the film. It could just be a teaser. Yep. What are your thoughts on all of those things? I threw a lot at you. I apologize.
No, it's all good. What I also liked about like the teaser trailer this morning is, I could be wrong, but like when it says Terrifier 3, like the 3 font looks like the font from Black Christmas. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is. It resembles it very closely, so I like that. It's so weird, dude, because like after Scream 6 came out, like my buddy that's in the chat, Conrad, like, dude, we would always be talking about like, man, it'd be so cool to get like a slasher during the holidays, or like a slasher in the snow or something like that. And it's like they smashed the Halloween, atmosphere and setting in the second film. And I love that he's like, hey, you know what, like, let's do a holiday, Christmas slasher now. And I think there's a good possibility it could be a dream sequence. Like, I kind of almost forgot about how much like supernatural elements were in that second film. Like it's honestly, it's so crazy. Like the back and forth that him and like Sienna have, like when they're battling each other and shit, it's like, it's some pretty good shit, man. And the biggest thing I appreciated about the film watching it again was the practicals, dude. The practicals are just crazy, man. The makeup and shit, it's a throwback to all the the 80s films and all that shit. So you show a lot of appreciation for that, I feel like.
Oh, absolutely, man. I think the thing that blew me away about Terrifier 2 was just the fact that they were able to do something like this on such a small budget. Like, it really does look incredible. Like, I think there are movies that are made for way more money that are just nowhere even close to the quality of this film is in terms of practical effects.
The Marvel. Yeah. No, for real though. Yeah, you're spot on with that. Yep.
Dude, I did not see the Marvels, but oh my god, I've heard some bad things about it. I don't even hate Captain Marvel that much, like the first one, but I've heard some stupid reviews about this new one that I'm just like, damn, sounds rough, dude.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, I watch a lot of Mike and Jay, and it just seems like a lot of cookie cutter, same shit stuff. It almost seems like they've had like all these movies made up, and they just kind of just keep putting them out like as they're good. Like, it just seems like all the same shit. I don't know. I mean, I think maybe we're just superheroed out, possibly, even though if the Batman 2 came out tomorrow, you best fucking believe I'd be trying to talk about that for months. Like, I don't know.
Me too.
To me, it just seems like it's very Disney-fied, which, nothing against Disney. They make, whatever. I went and saw Haunted Mansion, the newest one with like Danny DeVito and Owen Wilson. It wasn't bad. It was all right. But like,
okay.
It just, I don't know. It just wasn't, it just, Marvel did, like, after Endgame, it just didn't seem like my cup of tea very much.
Right after that, it kind of just dipped for me. I was the biggest like Marvel junkie too. I loved those movies so much, and then like just after that, I just felt the quality dip big time. I really did love those movies too. I think, you know, people hear me say like I'm trashing on them all the time. It's like, oh, you're part of the same mindset of people who hate them. But like I'm just being genuine. Like I really feel like they fell off so hard after maybe like Spider-Man No Way Home was kind of the first movie.
I forgot about that film.
That was fun. You know, that was kind of fun.
Super fun. See, I always liked Infinity War more than Endgame. Endgame was a nice, you know, it was a good end to the trilogy, but I always thought Infinity War was a little bit better, just my personal opinion. But yeah, No Way Home was awesome. I love that. I loved, you know, how they brought all three of the Spider-Men in there. It was super good movie. Willem Dafoe, oh dude, like yeah, he was so good, dude. Yeah, like it was, you know, even Doc Ock, I can't think of the actor's name, but he was
Alfred
super
Molina,
good.
dude. Yeah. Oh my
good.
God. I really, the villains in that movie make it for me. Like you know, it's fun seeing all the Spider-Man and stuff, but the villain performances are top tier, dude. Holy shit, love them. Oh my God. All my friends that I game with are just popping into the chat. I'm so sorry, Anthony. Madison, hello. Hello, Madison and Jess. Hello. Welcome to the stream. We appreciate you guys so much. I was supposed to game with them tonight and they're just like, what the fuck? What's going on? What, you're streaming? You big loser? I'm just kidding. Thanks for being here.
What are you guys gaming on, or like what's your game?
We've been playing Fortnite like a bunch of 14-year-olds. But yes, you know, Fortnite, I play, I'm trying to, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game I was playing a little bit, which has been a blast. Have you played that one yet?
Dude, I play Madden like it's nobody's business. I'm sorry. Dude,
that's all good.
Yeah, I literally tried to even do like a little Madden gaming channel, and dude, it's so hard for me to like be consistent on like wanting to do like videos and shit where I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna play. Like but yeah, dude, like the TCM games, I have never really played any, but I've watched the gameplay. Looks super cool. The Dead by Daylight's awesome. They just, yeah. And maybe it's been you or maybe Mike from We Watched It. Like, if they made like a Scream video game that was just like, you know, all about Scream, like kind of like a Dead by Daylight kind of thing, that'd be pretty cool.
Dude, they should, man. I don't know why they don't. I mean, especially with it being so popular now, with, you know, 7 being on the horizon, that now is the time to strike in terms of making a Scream video game. And make it just like The Quarry, dude. Like, where it's like decision based and you got to figure out who the killer is the whole time. That would be so much fun.
That would be cool, yeah.
But bring it, you know, fuck it. We're talking about Scream now. Scream 7, man. Anthony, it hasn't been too long since we talked about this, because we had a whole maybe a mildly drunken discussion about Scream 7.
I was definitely hooched up. Yeah, I was drinking on them cider beers, and I was like, yeah, dude, it was a great conversation, dude. Like, dude, Eric's opinions, I love it. Like, dude, he's got like nothing but awesome, you know, ideas, and just, yeah, dude. What's up, Eric?
Eric's with us too tonight. We appreciate that.
Yeah, dude. Like, you know, speaking on the Scream franchise it's so much fun, dude, and just, you know. Like, I know how much like I enjoy like the older ones compared to like, you know, you like, then, you know, like I'm watching 5 right now in the background, but like,
oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like I think I'm gonna, you know, I think I'm gonna sit down and watch 6 after this, because I know it's your favorite sequel, which is awesome. Like I love that, dude. The theater experience alone was top notch. Like, it was just so much fun. But dude, I watched Scream 2 last night. Late last night, and dude, it's just something about those movies that just has me. It's just comfort food, man. I just love them. Like, it's just so much fun. It's like I'm watching them for the first time. Like, every time I'm sitting down to watch them, it's just. But for 7, like, that's why I'm saying, like, maybe 6 wasn't quite what I thought it was going to be, or, you know, it was still fun to me. It just, they were maybe almost trying to go back to be like 2 a little bit, you know, whatever. It's the reveal and all that stuff actually wasn't that bad. It, like, if I really, like I'm telling you and Eric, if I sit there, really, I'm just nitpicking at like certain little things. It's like, these films are still way better than, you know, a lot of other films, you know. It's why it's my favorite franchise. Like, it's, to me, I feel very, very, very consistent with all the films, you know. So 7, dude, I'm just super excited. Like, Christopher Landon, you know, I started following him on Twitter. He's always posting really cool shit. You know, he seems like he's a very, like, kind of a big slasher junkie, which is dope. He knows his, you know, his history behind it and everything and stuff. Yeah. So I'm excited. You know, okay, I don't mean to run off on a tangent. Like, this weekend,
that's all good.
We were gonna go see It's a Wonderful Knife.
Yeah.
The movie was good. I probably gave it like a 7 out of 10. to me, it was a lot campier. I knew it was going to be. I knew it was going to be very like, there was going to be a lot of humor in there, which is fine. To me, I think that's the difference between like the Thanksgiving film that's coming out this weekend compared to that, because to me, I think the Thanksgiving film is going to be a little more serious, and that's kind of just, kind of more my style when it comes to like slashers and stuff. But
Yeah.
the campiness is not that bad. It's not. It's part of Scream. It's always been part of the franchise. It is, it is what it is. Do I think the film is going to be like freaky or something like that? The slasher film free. I don't think it's going to be quite on that level, but like, I'm just interested in the storyline. You were just talking on your last video that I think I've seen some other people post that Sydney's probably going to hopefully be there, and that'll be awesome. So I'm really kind of interested to see how they're going to write her in and everything. So.
Yes, in terms of Sydney, I did a whole video talking about like what the next film could focus on, what it could do. I'm really not against Sydney being the focal point because of how 6 ends. Like, I think if we were like approaching Scream 5 again, and it's like there's gonna be another Sydney focused killer, and like let's say or another Sydney focused Scream, but then the killer just ends up being something very similar to the past, I would have been disappointed with 5. But now the world has been opened up from Scream 5 and 6, where there's all these different ghost faces out there with all these different kinds of motives, I feel, that we could explore in future sequels. Scream 6, in my opinion, one of the reasons I really do love it is because it widened this world. It's no longer just this small town thing that's affecting one person. It could be affecting anybody out there who has any kind of involvement with the stab films, and I think that's so fascinating to me. I'm so excited to see where 7 takes it. Who else could be going after Sidney Prescott besides for the reasons of who she is? I have a video coming out soon talking about how Mark Kincaid may play a big role in who the killer is this time around, which I'm very excited to talk about soon. But to me, there's endless possibilities now with Scream 7. It could focus on Sam. It could focus on Sydney. It could focus on a brand new character. Who knows? Like, who knows what the fuck is going to happen because of how definite the endings were in Screams 5 and 6. I'm just excited. I don't know. Me personally, I'm vibing with it. Very excited for Scream 7. I do want to say hi to a few more people who are just rolling in, though. I really do appreciate everyone coming in, though. I'm talking so fast. Noah Atkinson is saying, hopefully you'll be excited for MCU Spider-Man 4. Anthony, do you have any excitement for the next Spider-Man film?
I mean, yeah, dude. In the Marvel universe, Spider-Man's probably, I grew up on like the animated, series or whatever you want to say, like the X-Men animated series, the Spider-Man animated series. Like, it was just like when those came out, with Tobey Maguire, it was like, holy shit, like these, that was like, right, it's like Matrix comes out and then this comes out like a year or two later, and it's just like, whoa, like this is a step up from like, superhero films. So yes, it's going to be hard for me not to watch the new Spider-Man film. So yeah, for sure. Is it going to be Holland, or I don't even know.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've heard that they were saying it was going to be, yeah. So,
I mean, we're kind of on a cliffhanger too with how the last one ended.
Yeah, true.
So,
Which was a good ending. I thought it was solid. I was like, damn, like it's pretty cool, pretty original. So yeah.
Very dark, very, very dark ending there. But I enjoyed it. I was like, shit, this is. I appreciated that it was so different from other MCU endings where it's just like, oh, okay, everything's wrapped up, we're fine, let's just move on to the next thing. Oh, and tease the next thing too. It's almost like doing homework, It's like, man, I don't know. But I'm excited for MCU Spider-Man 4. Honestly, I liked Guardians 3 too. I shit on the MCU a lot, but in terms of this year's release, I really liked Guardians 3. The Marvels, I have no interest in seeing.
I do not know why I forgot about Guardians 3. I thought it was actually good too. I honestly love that whole like series. Yeah, it was awesome. Like 1 through 3 was awesome. I thought the third one, man, dude, talk about like pretty dark and sad, dude. It was just like, damn, like that one was, yeah. I like that one. It was really good, and the soundtracks are always, top notch. Like, yeah, it was good. I was worried. I thought it was going to be a little too CGI'd out, but it was totally fine. Perfect.
It was done really well too, and I can't say the same about other MCU projects right now. Sorry, we're gravitating towards that. I know this is a horror channel, but what I will say, Guardians 3, man, kind of a fucking horror movie. I mean, holy shit. Very, very David Cronenberg inspired in a lot of like the set design and some of the weird shit that happens to the animals and all that. It's a messed up movie.
No, I totally agree. I thought the same thing as we were sitting there watching. I'm just like, whoa, this is a lot darker than the other two for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Ashley S is joining us as well. Welcome in. Listen, you might be late, but you made it, and that's what matters, my friend. So thank you for being here, Ashley. Welcome on into the crazy ass chat. Terry's asking about Terrifier 3 news. We kind of hit on that a little bit, like just talking about the teaser that just came out today publicly. So if you were unable to see it, didn't make it to the theaters, or maybe you skipped the leaked trailers like you should have. It is officially out there now. Go check it out. Give it a watch. Leave a comment on it. Tell Damien and the gang how you feel about this little teaser trailer. I don't know. Throw it out there, Terry P. Joey XYZ is also asking, Scream 7 needs to bring the murder mystery back, the whodunit factor, which was present in the original, but hasn't been as strong when Gail and Sydney in Scream 4, I think she helped. I don't know what you're saying at the end there, but I do agree with the idea of bringing the murder mystery back. Anthony, how do you feel about all of this, like strengthening that in Scream 7?
Dude, that's why I love this franchise. It's just grown up Scooby-Doo, man. Like, and it's just like, it's icing on the cake that like Ghostface looks so iconic. It's just, you know, he's just like art, and he's just like a cool looking character. And I mean, like, I know he's going out and doing bad things. I get that, totally get that. But like, dude, Scream, I think that's why I like it so much, and like why I like slasher films so much is because of the whodunit factor. And I feel like, you know, again, dude, you gotta know that I love 6, but you know, even with like 5 and 6, like, you know, they were kind of trying to resemble like, you know, 1 and 2 a little bit, kind of, you know. So that's why I'm thinking, you know, 7, are they, you know, I heard you talk about, you know, are they going to try to emulate kind of what 3 did, you know, with like a Roman character, maybe somebody that we haven't seen the whole time. I really don't know what to think. You know, if it is some character like that, that's fine. If it is somebody that possibly they knew, that'll be fine too. Like, I'm not, you know, I'm not going to hate it, dude. Honestly, I'm going to like it probably regardless. But yeah, I mean, dude, the whodunit factor and the reveals are like the reason why we all watch these films. Like, you know what I mean? I know we love the characters, obviously, you know, Nev, you know, Dewey's like my favorite, you know.
But that's a huge element, without a doubt. I mean, like trying to figure out who the killer is the whole time, that's like one of the most fun parts.
Yep. Totally agree. And you know, I was just rewatching 3 with Brooke this 2 weekends ago, and we watched it, and we had watched like Urban Legend, I Know What You Did Last Summer, all these, like I was showing her all my favorite slashers and shit, and then like we watched 3, and she thought it was the best movie that we watched of the weekend. Like, she thought she thought the reveal was crazy. And like, I feel myself like watching 3 and saying, you know, damn, that reveal is pretty good. Roman's pretty convincing. I like the choreography with like him and Nev fighting at the end. It looks super legit. Like, I'm just like, damn, you know, ice pick to the chest. And then I didn't like that Dewey shoots the dude like 9 times to kill him at the end. But like, I like that Dewey kind of like got his, you know, in the 3rd film. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. I love what Wes did in those like original 3, and then even 4. Like, I like 4, dude. Like, again, what I might not like about some of the reveals in some of the films, Ghostface is always on point. The kills, like the you know, just him, you know, like moving around in like the certain scenarios and sequences and shit looks so good. My bad, I feel like I'm rambling a little bit, but
you're good, dude.
I did just watch season 3, Scream season 3, like the TV series. Dude, what in the hell? Like, so Mike and Jay, Mike was doing a Jay was on break. Mike was doing a Scream thing where he was doing a tier list, and I had never really watched I watched season 1, I think.
Yeah.
Didn't really much mind it. The mask looked all right, you know, whatever. Kind of almost like It's a Wonderful Knife, to be honest. Kind of like resembled it a little bit, kind of. But I remember him talking about Halloween special show, and so I was like, oh, that might be interesting. So I watched that around Halloween. It was not too bad. It was pretty good. And then
the WNUF Halloween special, is that what you were talking about?
Yeah, I think so. So I think
okay. It's like the one where it's like the news. Is that what you're talking about? Like the news movie?
So they go.
Or are we talking about something else?
They go to some like island or something to kind of like they're doing like research on this like killing or something, like this murder spree that happened on like this island, and they go and check out the house. Dude, I think it's at the end of season 2, I think.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about another. I was like, wait, are you talking about like a movie? I was like, oh shit, never mind. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
so, yeah, it's like a Scream. It's like the Scream series, but it was like a Halloween special. I think it was like the last episode was like an hour and a half long or something like that.
Okay. I got really confused for no reason.
I was probably describing it bad. My bad.
I heard like Halloween special, and I went to this really like obscure found footage movie. Disregard. Keep going.
Oh no, yeah, no, that's so I just heard him mention it, and then like, some people liked it, some people didn't, so I was like, oh, I'll just give it a check, I'll check it out. And then it kind of showed me the reveal of who the killer was in season 2, so I was kind of upset that I kind of ruined that, but I was just whatever. So then I watched 3, and dude, 3 was actually, for like the writing and maybe some of the story plot, actually the story was kind of interesting. Like the reveal was pretty good and shit, and like, but dude, the best thing about season 3 was, dude, some of the fucking like kills and shit that Ghostface has, like when the dude's like trapped in the car and he lights the corn husk on fire, and just like some of those kills, like when he's in the back of the car, stabs the dude in the neck, puts a bag over his head. I'm just like, dude, these kills needed to be in the movies, man. Like these are some good like that's a homage to like Child's Play 2, you know what I mean, kind of shit. Like I was just like, dude, they did it right. Like and it just like Ghostface just like looked good. Like it just I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, and especially in season 3, going back to the actual mask and all that.
Yeah.
I don't mind the season 1 and 2 mask, but it's just not as iconic as the Ghostface mask. You know what I mean? I think my thing with the show in particular is I just don't feel that the characters, not some of them are outliers for sure. A lot of the characters just aren't as strong as some of the movies. Like even like some of my like favorite side characters, like in 3, for instance, Parker Posey is fantastic. She's so funny. I just don't. I don't feel that same energy from the characters in the show. It just kind of feels like generic teen drama characters, But every now and then you get a standout. Like Keke Palmer, for instance, in season 3 is a massive standout, big time. Like she is so funny in that one. I'm trying to think like who else really sticks out to me. She's the first one that comes to mind for whatever reason.
Is she the young lady that's in Nope?
Yes,
she was. Yeah, she was super funny and like just I liked her character in the show. For some odd reason I thought it was going to be her. Like I really did. Like I really thought she was going to be the reveal. But I knew it was his buddy or his stepbrother. I knew it the whole time. I was like, oh shit, I feel like I'm saying this, and damn it. Well, there is one more. If just my bad, I won't say anything else. But yeah,
without spoiling the show, what I will say, though, is that I think the reveals in all 3 seasons are pretty solid. I just getting there can be tough sometimes. That's my overall review. Keeping it very simple is that sometimes there are off episodes and stuff, but the reveals in all 3 seasons I think are pretty solid. Like nothing that tops the movies once again, but solid stuff. It's not bad. And there's something that seasons 1 and 2 do in particular, which Anthony, I'm sure you're familiar with, that I fucking love. Like I just think it's so interesting the way they were able to do that. I hope the movies adopt this same idea at some point, but who knows?
So, just real quick, I gotta ask, like, for the new film, do they already have the script made up or like written out, or?
That's the theory. The theory is that we do already have a script. What I've heard is that before the writer's strike happened, there was already something down on paper that they were like going to get ready to go into production for. Cool. Who knows? Who knows if that's the truth or not? Nothing is. The only thing confirmed at this time is that Christopher Landon's directing. That's really all we know.
True.
I imagine they have something, though. I can't imagine that we're at this point now. I mean, I know we had the writer's strike, so that stopped any writing that could have happened. But now I feel like we definitely have a completed script, in my opinion.
I wonder if that includes Nev or not. I wonder.
I have a feeling we're getting an announcement about that this week. I have a feeling. I don't know. I don't want to say any more than that, but I have a feeling that something's coming.
That'd be dope.
But getting into Olaf the Snowman's comment, thank you for the $10, my friend. I really do appreciate it. Taking a big long sip of this coffee for you.
Dude, love that mug. Spirit Halloween, nice.
I had to show off. I'm so sorry. Yep. Is Jake jumping on the stew train? Last video sure seemed like it. I did post the video over on the second channel with my boy Craven Something Scary talking a little bit about Stu. Is he alive? Is he coming back for 7? Is this a possibility? Anthony, I will throw this to you at first. I'm curious what your thoughts are on it.
So okay, talked about this many of times with many different people.
It always gets brought up.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna be honest. I know this is sounds crazy. I was talking to my one buddy Jay, and dude, the ending at Five Nights at Freddy's when he's always like, "I always come back." I was like, dude, what else would he be talking about? Like, or referencing? Like, I swear that's like some small reference to be like, "I'm coming back." Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know, dude. How great was Matthew Lillard in Five Nights? I know you. I watched your video on the animatronics.
Yeah.
And my answer will always be Child's Play. Child's Play created the animatronics. It's like top tier legendary. Like, dude, what they did in 2 and 3 and even in 1 is just like, fuck, dude.
So impressive.
But dude, I actually did enjoy Five Nights at Freddy's. It was fun. I thought it did get maybe a tad bit stale at some points, but dude, Matthew Lillard was awesome, just awesome, dude. Like, it was, the main guy, he was all right, and the animatronics, it didn't look terrible, but you had to know that it was a PG-13 horror film. Like, it was kind of like your gateway into horror, like if you were a young person or something. See, for me, shit, I'm watching Child's Play when I'm like 5 or 6. Like, that was mine, you know what I mean? Like,
it's terrifying.
Yeah, exactly,
yeah.
Dude. But it was fun. It was fun. It wasn't terrible. But I don't know too much on the video game and stuff like that. So I kind of went in there just not really knowing very much, just hoping to watch a good film. So
yeah, I won't reiterate my whole review. I think my biggest issue, well, actually, first thing I'll say is, yes, Matthew Lillard saved that third act for me, in my opinion. Like, when he's wiping the knife and all that, I'm just like, oh my God, that's so cool. It was almost like seeing Stu on the big screen again, but without it, like, being insane, like if it actually happened in a Scream movie. No offense. no offense, but I really did enjoy a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's. I just felt like, personally, I don't feel like it captured that same spirit of what the games have. Like, if you play the first game, dude, it's fucking terrifying. It is a game made for children, but at the same time, the jump scares hit so hard, and I just felt like the movie's jump scares did not have the same value that the game had, and that was kind of my biggest issue with it. I'm like, I saw so many opportunities for something to be as scary and as impactful as that, but it just never quite lived up to that, and that was kind of my biggest issue with it, is that I found the Markiplier run-throughs of them to be more entertaining than the actual movie. I know, that's very harsh, but I don't know. There was a lot of great things about it. The costumes are amazing. Matthew Lillard is great. I actually really love the whole cast. I just felt like they could have executed a Five Nights at Freddy's movie just slightly better. I didn't need gory kills. I didn't need anything like crazy like that. I needed something to be a little scary at times. And I don't know if I really felt that, even for gateway horror. But in terms of getting to your question, Olaf, see, you start talking about Matthew Lillard, and that's a whole fucking rabbit trail when it comes to horror films. But am I on the Stu train? As of right now, no. But what I will say is that I don't think it's an impossibility. Like, I will not say that Matthew Lillard is not going to show up in Scream 7. No, it is absolutely a possibility, because that would put butts in seats. If word got out Thursday night after previews that Stu came back in Scream 7, everybody would be there opening night, no matter whether you love the idea or hate it, because we'd have to see how this plays out. I mean, let's say I wasn't able to make it Thursday night, Anthony, I would be there. I would be running to the theaters to see fucking Matthew Lillard on screen again. It's like, what the fuck did they just do? What is that? Like, is it good? Did it work? Do people like it? Like, that's what be going through my head, at least. And if I wasn't even that involved in the Scream franchise, I'd still be thinking to myself, oh my God, Matthew Lillard in a horror movie, gotta be there day one. But I'll throw that back to you for a second. I don't know. What are your thoughts on Matthew's potential in returning?
So we talked about this, and I was just, so we would obviously know that he was in the film, like, beforehand, right? I mean, there's no way they would be able to keep that a secret, and like not a chance. I think I saw somebody talk about the cult aspect, that they maybe had the original third film, but they kind of went away from, and all that. Dude, I feel like if Sid's in it, I feel like if they were going to bring him back, obviously this is the time to do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's no better time than now. Whether they do it, I mean, dude, to be honest, I think if they're bringing in Sid, it makes better sense to bring him back. I feel like the link between them just, it makes her storyline a little more interesting, or just because what is her storyline going to be if he does, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know. If he does come back, I think it makes total sense, and especially if Sid's in it, obviously. So
I'm gonna need an explanation. You know, that's
yeah. I mean, hopefully they can write it well, man. That's all I'm asking for. But like again, you know, I think you kind of want to center around like the main characters now of like the new series, which is that makes total sense. Like, I mean, if they bring Nev back, dude, they better not bring her back for nothing and just kind of like, we're gonna write her in a little bit here and there. It's like, no, that would be such a loss. And like then and you know, I think you were saying like, dude, if they try to do some resurrection shit, I will fall. Dude, I'd be so upset.
Yeah, no. Oh my God,
that would be so bad. But I do think Kincaid, like you said, I think he's going to play a major role. Dempsey, like I think, I don't know. I'm just interested. Really, to be honest, this is what I'm saying. It's like, are they going to go the route of 3 and try to emulate that a little bit? I actually don't think so. I think they're going to try to do something totally different, and maybe do some fan service, which is fine. But I just feel like I'm going into this one knowing so much less than I did about 6. I mean, I feel like 6, you could have maybe guessed a little bit, like kind of what was going to happen. I feel like we kind of had a good like idea. I feel like for 7, I have no idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah, going into 6, there was a lot that was already known about it. I mean, we pretty much knew the core 4 was definitely going to be at the front of it. But now with a different director, potentially more writers than what we've had in the past, I just feel like it's inevitable that we're going in a completely new direction. This is going to be a different film. The stew train is possible. And, you know, with Matthew Lillard being in Five Nights at Freddy's, too, I want to reiterate, I don't want it to happen. But it is very possible. What was it? $250 million that Five Nights at Freddy's just crossed? I mean, like, dude, that movie's making so much money. Now Matthew Lillard is a part of that. Every horror film out there is going to want a piece of that. If Matthew Lillard's going to have this renaissance. It would not be a shock to me at all if in Scream 7 he came back in some capacity. Even if it wasn't to play Stu, just to play a random new character. He's an older guy now. He looks different. Sure, they could make that work.
I see what you're saying.
I think there's a very good chance that in some capacity Matthew Lillard will be involved with Scream 7. I don't know how that is, but it would just make a lot of sense with everything going on right now. We also have Patrick Dempsey in Thanksgiving that comes out literally in a couple of days. I mean, like, why not throw him in there? You know what I mean? I mean, he's popping in the horror genre. People know his name. They have for a long time. Now he's coming back, you know? I think it's the same thing here, and it doesn't necessarily excite me. I love Matthew Lillard. He's amazing. I just don't think Stu should come back. I feel like the moment we crack open that can of worms, there's no putting it back. Every Scream movie moving forward is going to bring back dead characters or just be about just nostalgia. It's like, oh, let's bring Jill back for Scream 8. You know, that's going to be the future of the franchise at that point. And there's no putting that toothpaste back in the tube and all that. But I don't know. I hope I'm dead wrong. I hope I'm wrong about that entirely, but who knows?
I think the Ghostface reveal will be better maybe if he doesn't come back, because then we have no idea what the motive is, like, you know what I mean, and stuff. And my bad, I just wanted to talk about or just reference this one comment by Brandon regarding Kyle Gallner as Vince in Scream 5, maybe being Stu's nephew. I feel like that was a waste. It was a really good kill. I love that kill, but man, that could have been like, I don't know. I feel like they could have used that. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like his mom could have got brought up, you know, and like later, like maybe in this next film. And that's what I'm saying, like Tara and Sam's mom, like, and dad, I feel like their parents have to get brought into it. If none of that happens, I am going to be so interested to see what the storyline is. Man, it's going to be crazy, because I don't know. I just hope it isn't like thrown together, just like, you know what I mean? Just like, oh, we'll just make this make sense or something, you know?
Honestly, I think more than anything, the big thing that I want from Scream 7 is just give me a killer, whoever it is, that has a motive that's completely different from anything from the past. Whatever it ends up being, if it's different, honestly, I'll take that. To me, it would be better than just doing a Roman repeat where it's some kind of mastermind that's been, you know, working this whole thing from under the table the whole time. As long as it's not that, honestly, I'll probably be mildly happy with it.
So on a scale of 1 to 10 on his motive, what would you rank it?
Roman's motive?
Roman's, yeah.
I mean, like, that's really tough, because I think the whole being a secret brother thing, that's just so soap opera to me. I'm just not crazy about it. I think what I do like about Roman, though, is I really like the commentary on Hollywood through him. Like, I love the idea of him like trying.
Nice.
Yeah, yes. I think one of the strongest elements to Scream 3 is just that. Like, there's commentary on, the Weinstein situation. There's commentary on just like basically the dark side of Hollywood while also displaying the more fun side. That works for a lot of people. I don't know if it does for me because like you have this really goofy and over the top fun tone mixed with some of the darkest commentary Scream has ever touched on. It's just like both ends of the extremes in that movie. And I don't like, it's just, you're constantly throwing that beach ball back and forth. I don't know if it necessarily works for me all the time. But what I will say is I respect Scream 3 for being as ambitious as it is, for how many production issues that it had, if that makes sense.
Yeah, ahead of its time, especially with like, issues like that. I was like, damn, like we were rewatching that and I'm like, man, they were just hitting home. They were just like, yo, we're going to throw like this little slant in here about maybe how things like really are, just to kind of give it, I was like, man, like that's dope. Like, way to go, Wes. Like, that's dope.
I will say, I think people shit on Scream 3 a little too much because I think that, yes, there are a lot of things, like in my opinion, a lot of things don't work about it. But the fact that they tried to do something that ambitious is what I respect about the film and why I to this day, there are no bad Scream films. Not one. Not every single one, I think, has something really strong about it that I fucking love. Even Scream 3. I'm like, you know what? Scream 3, man, it's got a lot to say. And I don't know if it's saying it in the best possible way it could, but I'm still fucking digging it. I have a fun time every time I watch that movie. It's got a deep message. I don't know if those things mix together, but goddamn, I do really like both of those things on their own.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
That's a rant. I'm sorry. Like,
no,
get me started on Scream 3, man.
3 and 4. I actually didn't very much enjoy them back in the day. I thought they were definitely not like the first two. I thought they weren't on that level. And, 3 definitely went into that. And then like 4, dude, 4's fun, man. Like, I got to enjoy it because it's Wes and stuff. And, so, dude, like you said, I do not hate Scream film at all, like whatsoever. Like, they're all easily, like, I would like say 8.7 out of 10 above all of them. So like, yeah, there's not one I hate.
Hell yeah, man. I watch all of them very regularly too. I just got through all 6 of them again. I took a little break last week and oh my God, it's just a blast going through all those movies. Like they're just so much fun. And also Denisha has been a member for 11 months, almost a year, Denisha. Almost a year. I dig it. Thank you so much, Denisha. I really appreciate that. 11 months of Kool-Aid. Ugh. And it's just Kool-Aid, Anthony. There's nothing else in it.
Dude, I'm not even bullshitting you. So like straight up, the town that I work in, Hastings, Nebraska, is where Kool-Aid originated. Look it up. I'm
what?
Not even joking. Yeah, they have Kool-Aid days in Hastings, Nebraska. I could be totally wrong, but I swear, dude, I'm pretty sure that's what it's known for. I swear.
That's where I get all my cult Kool-Aid is from there.
Like right, there's like we have like an old IMAX theater. It's like a Hastings museum, and they have like a super screen in there. But there's a big, Kool-Aid guy like right up to the front or whatever. I'm pretty sure it originated in Hastings. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome though, man. Shit, I wouldn't have known that. That's fucking sweet. Very cool, very cool. Well, now we know where Kool-Aid comes from. You learn a bunch of crazy fun facts on KillJoy Jake channel, I guess. Fuck it. Olaf the Snowman's throwing another $5 in there. Really appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for the support tonight. Saying, remember to quote Amber Freeman. Problem with the Stab franchise is there's no killer to keep coming back. Why drop that line? I have a thought on this, but Anthony, I'll let you go first. How do you feel about Amber's little rant at the ending of Scream 5?
Stab franchise is there's no killer to keep coming back.
Olaf's definitely talking about Stu here, like emphasis on why Stu could come back in Scream 7. Maybe we already have some hints along the lines of Screams 5 and 6.
Yeah, dang. That makes total sense, dude. Yeah, like, see, this is why I need to watch 5 more. I'm watching Shelton run up to her house and get stabbed in the front of her house. Dude, that is a good line. I honestly thought the third act in 5 was really good, man. Like, I thought Richie and Amber being like off the chain a little bit, definitely better than 4. Still Jill beating the shit out of herself was pretty intense. That reveal's not bad, but Charlie, it's just, see, to me, I just feel like it's less believable in 4. 5, shit, dude. But then I say, like, Dewey's death, with that being Amber, how believable is that? I don't know. Whatever. That maybe if that was Stu, hell yeah, believe that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that would be crazy. That'd be, Dude, I don't want this to sound bad, but I almost just feel like they might do it for fan service. Like, what do you think? Is that just terrible? Is that bad?
No,
Or
that's
like,
not. That's absolutely why I think he's going to come back. Is
Yeah.
because like, dude, if like, here's the thing. I don't want it to happen because I have my thoughts and things I'm worried about if it does end up happening. But right now, dude, I mean, if they did that, they would make so much money. I mean, if Scream 7 came out and Matthew Lillard was the killer at the end of it, whether the fan base fucking hated it or not, it is Matthew Lillard in a horror film, and it's a surprise. I mean, it's Spider-Man No Way Home all over again. People are going to lose their fucking minds. I mean, I really strongly think it will ruin the franchise. But it would absolutely make so much fucking money with this movie, and that's the problem I have with it. What Olaf's saying here about the there's no killer to keep coming back. I think that line is supposed to just be commentary within the film itself about literally the franchise we're in right now, which makes sense. It's perfect to what Amber and Richie's whole argument is about the Stab franchise, and I love it. I think that personally, that's why I feel that's there. And in Scream 6. They make it so clear that Radio Silence has no interest in wanting to bring Stu back. I mean, there's so many instances of them like ripping on the theory itself. So I don't know. I really don't think Radio Silence having any capacity in this film would want that to happen, personally. They are producers on Scream 7, do want to say that as well. So there's that. There's two sides to this argument, Anthony. Nothing is 100% right now.
Then I think it's not going to happen then. And I know what you're talking about in 6. Yeah, when Kirby and Mindy are sitting there talking. I love the back and forth. It was good stuff. And then even like oh god, is it Ethan? Yeah, the dude, the kid.
Ethan, yeah.
Ethan, yeah, when he
with the TV, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I feel like they're almost like kind of putting that to rest. But dude, just like watching Lillard in Five Nights at Freddy's, like he's such a good actor, and I feel like there's so much he could like. Dude, he could bring a lot, dude. I just
you're right. You're right. No, like
yeah.
I'll say it right here. If Stu comes back and Matthew Lillard gives this amazing performance, it could be great. But I'm telling you, you're letting the toothpaste out of the tube and you're not putting that back in there. Like the rest of Scream, if they make any more, is going to be all about bringing back dead characters because they know it'll work. Emma Roberts is like kind of popular right now, like she has been for a very long time. Why not bring Jill back? Why not bring Mrs. Loomis back? Why not bring all these other characters that people loved before in the past? That's what Scream's going to be reduced to at this point. And that to me, I just don't feel like is a worthy sacrifice. I love Matthew Lillard, and I would love to see him maybe play another character in the Scream universe, because why the fuck not? But I just feel like writing in that storyline, it's the story that I'm against. I love Matthew Lillard. I want to see him in 100 more horror movies. I don't want to ruin the format of Scream to turn it into something else that it currently is not, in my opinion. Like I think some people think it's just fan service now, and that's your opinion. I respect it, but I feel like the moment we do something like this, we're pushing it over the edge. There's no getting it back at that point. Every movie's going to be have a certain focal point because they know that's what's going to make money. But just my opinion.
Yeah, no, dude, totally valid. Totally. And I know what you mean. To me, I feel like if they did do it, then it's out of the way. They can never have to go back and do that fan service ever again, which would be cool. Like to me, like if you look at Nightmare 7, New Nightmare, Wes Craven's New Nightmare, like he brought back, Heather Langenkamp and like, kind of doing some fan service, but some people are like up, back and forth about the film. Like they think it's maybe a little boring that Freddy's not in it too much, but then other people, it's so nostalgic with like, to me, I feel like there's really good moments in there with Robert Englund and everything. So, if they do it with 7, sure, it was one film. If they don't, so like, what would you want the kind of storyline to be centered around? If they just, I feel like Sid's going to be in it regardless, right? I mean, we've already kind of come to that conclusion, right? Or what do you think?
If I could write Scream 7, I would put Sydney in the focus and have like Sam and Gail show up to help with a Ghostface problem that she's having with like her family. Like Ghostface specifically is targeting her family this time around, and maybe some of her friends that she has in whatever town she's living in. Honestly, if I like, once again, opening scene, if I could write, like, I'll just give you that. Like what I would want the opening scene to be, don't have a kill. It's Sydney with a bunch of her friends. Like it is Sydney like hanging out with a bunch of her like friends or whatever. She just goes through her normal everyday life, and you're kind of just watching like, what the fuck? Like what is this? Like this is just Sydney Prescott living her life. What where's this going? have it then focus on one of the other side characters who goes home and gets fucking massacred by someone in a Ghostface mask. And then it's Sydney freaking out like, oh my God, Ghostface is in my town that I moved to, not Woodsboro. And she has to protect her family. And then, of course, maybe Sam and Gale come to help out because, you know, Sydney helped them out in their time of need. To me, that's what I would want the basis, the very basic premise of the film to be. As we get deeper into the weeds, well, that's a whole fucking rant. But real quick, Olaf, thank you for the $5, my friend. I really do appreciate you. But Anthony, how would you approach Scream 7?
Well, see, what I was thinking the whole time, I liked your scenario at the beginning, but then it turns out that it's just going to end up being one of her jealous-ass friends that's trying to use Ghostface as, like, you know what I mean? It's going to be, that's what it's going to be.
I do have a motive, though. I will say that. Okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry, real quick. I'm like, shit, now I got to defend my point. Now it sounds like I'm just doing what every other Scream film does. I would want the motive to be along the lines of we're ending all of the characters who are directly involved with the Ghostface killings so that no other Ghostfaces can come about. What better motive could you have for the final chapter of a slasher franchise? And by final chapter, I mean final chapter, because of course we're going to market it that way. Look at Halloween Ends. Yeah. It made $100 million because it was the final chapter of Halloween. That's how they're going to market Scream 7, man. It's going to be like this Ghostface who's like, if I kill everyone who's involved, then no more Ghostfaces come about. Yep. You could say that maybe it's someone who was close to another person from the past because it's always got to be a family motive, but hopefully it's not that. Point being, you could find a new motive in that, unless it's something like what you're talking about, which would be resting on your laurels. I'm so sorry, Anthony, about the rant. I'm going to shut the fuck up, but goddamn, no, that's a whole thing for me.
That's actually dope, dude. Like, that is a good motive. Like, if actually the person was thinking, if I kill off all the original characters and maybe the next, you know, gang of characters that was in like this new like storyline of the last two films, I leave the biggest mark and I will always be remembered as like the person that pretty much ended it, you know, or so. Yeah, dude, that's a good story. I like that. That's a good motive, man. Like, that's dope. And that could be just some rando, like, you know what I mean? It could just be a super fan or something like that, or just, you know, somebody that was done wrong by maybe possibly one of the characters, not, you know, I don't know. It's, yeah, dude, I think it's good. Yeah.
Lots of possibilities with that. Yep. But sorry, I did not mean to keep cutting you off there.
Oh, no, do you have any, dude.
But do you have any wants for Scream 7 before we talk to Hollywood Guy here?
Oh, dude, I just please write Sid in well, and just, you know, as much as they gave Jamie Lee Curtis her flowers and Ends, which is fine, you know, whatever. If you didn't like Ends, I didn't much like it. I mean, it's whatever. But I just hope that they do her right with the writing and everything, and just don't give her like cheesy lines or just cheesy storyline or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hopefully it's just a good slasher film that kind of ends her arc, you know what I mean? Or if it doesn't necessarily have to end her arc, but if she chooses to come, you know, wants to do future installments, that's fine too. But, you know, as long as she's in 7, let's not make it, you know, Cheesecake Factory, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Yes. No, 100%. Let's make it something worth telling. Like, I think with Sam and Tara, I feel like their storyline has been played out almost at this point. I think there is more. There could be more to tell if you wanted, but I do feel like now we have something set up in the background with Sydney. Why not approach the next film with that? I'm totally down for a Sam and Tara Core 4 movie again with Scream 7. I am, but I do feel like it would be fun to just explore Sydney with her family life. And also have Mark Kincaid in the limelight for this movie. Like, what if instead of, you know, Gail Dewey and Sydney being like your focus, what if it's Sydney and Mark going after a ghost face? That sounds like really fun to me. Patrick Dempsey's an incredible actor and could make his character even stronger than it already is. I'm totally down for that movie. That would be a lot of fun, in my opinion. I think Scream can exist with more than just the characters we have now too, anyways. So this would kind of almost be a weird first step towards that, even though, yes, we are using characters from the past, but you know, Patrick Dempsey, he has a very small role in Scream 3. Why not expand upon his character here in Scream 7? Why not set up the next film for being something brand new with new characters who have another ghost face going after them for whatever reason? I think we could do that with this entry.
Dude, what if he is the Thanksgiving killer? And they're setting up like this like storyline of him being in Scream 7, and then they're going to be like, is it Stu? Is it maybe Kincaid? Is he bad or something? Like, no. If he was, like, I probably wouldn't hate it, but I wonder what, yeah, I don't know. Dude, I totally agree. I would be cool with that. Like, I think you had mentioned like one time where like they involve her family. Maybe she's out living, you know, somewhere, you know, in Seattle or out in like the woods or something like that, and like somebody's just like stalking her, and it has nothing to do with Core 4, and it's just centered around her and her family. Dude, that I would dig it, man. Like, and again, even it probably will have the Core 4 in it, which is totally fine. I still think what's his name should have died in the last film. I'm sorry, I just think he should.
Someone should have died there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Gail or him. It should have been. You know what I mean? Like, Chad. It just, dude. I don't know. But if they are involved, it's like, again, even for them, like I hope their writing is good. Like, you know what I mean? Because this will be their third film, so you're like, damn. Hopefully they don't. I just hope they don't get lazy. That's all. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
And speaking of that, the writers for Scream 7. Oh, sorry, were you gonna say
that's
something?
what I'm saying. Like, hopefully it's just not like, hey, let's go get this cash grab really quick. Everybody loves the fucking franchise. Let's just put out whatever we want. And I don't know. I don't think people will appreciate that. I don't think that's what they did with 6. They put their heart and soul into that, and that's what I appreciate. I thought they did well. Sure, the third act, maybe wasn't the best, but it could have been 10 times worse. So it's all good, man. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I do feel like there is a lot of love and care put into these movies. I know there's a lot of criticisms, but like in my opinion, I have criticisms of all the Scream sequels. So I don't know. Yeah. I love but I love all of them. They're all very fun. They're all flawed, but they all are a very fun time. And am I scared about the writers for Scream 7? There is a rumor going around right now, Hollywood Guy, that there's 4 writers. That's a rumor. That's not confirmed. That there's 4 writers on a film, and that always screams a mess. Like Halloween Ends had 4 writers, for instance. You might think that film's a masterpiece. There's a lot of people out there that do. I respect the opinion. I just think it's very messy and doesn't make a whole lot of sense to go in the direction that it did. And I feel like that's because of 4 writers.
Is Kevin Williamson not one of the writers? Why the shit is he not one of them? No, I know he's a legend. Like, he doesn't have to do anything. But like, dude, I've always had some scenarios where I'm like, I was always thinking like, well, actually, I might have a stream tomorrow that I'm actually going to maybe ask these questions to the people, so I'm going to maybe save them. But, like, yeah, dude, I would love, like, to me, I love Sick, dude. And, like, I know it wasn't just Kevin Williamson that wrote that film. Like, I know I can't think of the young lady that helped him out or but, yeah. Dude, Sick was fun, man. Sick was so good, dude. It just, man, it had Scream, elements written all over it, dude. It was so much fun.
The chase scenes were excellent.
Yeah, some of the, dude, like, Sick was fun, man. Like, it was, that's the type of slasher that I'm into, man. And, I don't know, man. Yeah, so that'd be cool though if he chipped in, or just I know he gave his 2 cents on 6 and he likes 6, and you know what? If he likes 6, then guess what? I like 6 too, because dude, he's my favorite writer hands down of all time. So
he's excellent, man. I mean, he's the reason that we have so many modern slashers in that style. I mean, without Kevin Williamson, what the fuck would slasher movies look like nowadays?
Exactly,
I have no idea,
dude. Exactly. Just be a lot of remakes, to be honest.
Yep. Yeah, without Scream, who knows what horror looks like nowadays? It might have been fucking dead. I mean, the 90s were not very good to horror. The Oscars surprisingly were, but not a whole lot else. So I'm 100% with you there, man. And Hollywood Guy, thank you for being a member for 5 months, man. Your support means more than ever in the months like November, where horror films are unfortunately just not popping as much as they could be. So I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the support this month. Sarah Campbell is throwing $5 Canadian out there saying, I fact-checked the Kool-Aid story and Anthony is 100% correct. Hell yes. Yeah. Hi, Sarah. Hello.
What's up, Sarah? Yeah, I thought so. I was like, man, maybe I it's been a while since I've looked that up, but I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it originated in Hastings. Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
That's insane. I can't even believe that, man. I make that joke on like every stream too. So I'm like, I'm so hyped. It's awesome. It's great. Love me some Kool-Aid. Sarah, thank you for the $5 though, my friend. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for drinking the Kool-Aid for as long as you have, and I'll keep getting it from Hastings. So thank you for the support as always, Sarah. We really, really appreciate you. Perry's also throwing $5 out there too, saying, love Stu, but if he's the killer, that would be a missed opportunity to bring a new amazing character altogether. Thoughts on that, Anthony?
I can totally dig it. And like we were talking earlier, like if Stu's in it, does that like divide like the fandom? Like, you know what I mean? Like if they're like, oh shit, he's in the film, I don't want to go see this. Hopefully that does not happen. Hopefully we're all just fans of the series and we can all just, it's just one idea. Like, you know what I mean? But, I don't know. I just feel like if they're gonna bring him back, I just feel like even Lillard himself will be like, dude, this is how I feel like it should be done, or maybe kind of give them some, perspective on like, you know, maybe how his character should be written in and everything. So I don't know, maybe even Sid too, you know what I mean? Like, as a writer, why the hell would you not listen to like these people that have been part of this franchise forever, you know what I mean? So that, but again, like I'm not going to say, you know, Perry's opinion is wrong. So, you know, I trust 7. I think it'll be fun. I think it's going to be good. I'm glad that Christopher Landon's doing it. So yeah.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I do think it's going to be like whatever it is. I do feel like it's going to be fun. I'm not going to say that bringing Stu back would. I don't know. Would it ruin the movie for me? Maybe. But I think what here's the thing. Like, I'm so conflicted on the whole, and I've said this before many times. I love Matthew Lillard. I love a good Matthew Lillard performance in movies. Yep. Like, I know I would actively be enjoying it, whatever it was, because Matthew Lillard would just bring his A game. But the whole time I'd just be thinking about the consequences. You know, that's what I'm thinking about. I see Scream as a franchise that can go on forever. I really do. I think a lot of people would disagree with that, and that's totally fine. You have your opinion, but Scream is such a malleable format. Like, it is literally just a murder mystery with like cool characters and horror commentary. You throw those 3 things together, some brutal ghost face kills, bam, you got yourself a good Scream movie. I feel like let's just keep that train rolling. Why end this with something like this, where it's just a bit of a nostalgic cash grab? Which, I love Matthew Lillard, man. I want to see him in more horror movies. It's nothing against him. It's just the idea of bringing back dead killers is what I'm against. Because then it's like, doesn't that ruin, like what Perry's saying, doesn't that ruin such a huge opportunity to bring in a new character that could be equally as amazing? Like, what if we get a killer in 7 that's fucking awesome? And it's like, well, you know, if we would have went the Stu route, we never would have gotten so-and-so, whoever we got, you know? So that's something I think about as well. I don't know. It's I respect, you know, we respect everyone's opinions. Anthony, I love that you have a differing opinion than mine, because if it was just me talking, it would be a fucking echo chamber, and nobody wants that. but whatever happens, I'm with you, Anthony. I think I'm just gonna have fun with it. It's Amen. Scream. It's always gonna be a good time, no matter what it is. And we have someone behind the camera this time around who has a very, very deep love for the franchise. Not to say that Radio Silence doesn't, but Christopher Landon has always talked so positively about the Scream franchise, going back, you know, years and years and years ago. He's so much history with it as well. It almost feels destined, you know what I mean, for him to just take the helm.
Dude, I'm so happy for him, because yeah, like I follow him on Twitter, and like the things I've been seeing, like he posted where I think like one of his friends wrote the script for Urban Legend. And I was like, dude, that's so cool, man. Like, he seems like a dude that like loves slasher films, and just like, you know, he's a fan himself, and just like for him to get the opportunity, super stoked for him, man. You know what I mean? So, and I think he looks like myself, so that's another good thing. No.
Oh my God, you do kind of look like Christopher Landon. That's really funny.
I told Conrad that I was like, I trust him, dude. Like, I trust him by the camera.
He looks like me. I trust him. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, but like really I agree, man. Like, I think it's cool that he got the opportunity for it. So yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. I'm very happy for him. I really hope he does a good job, and I don't know. I'm really rooting for him. You know what I mean? I love Freaky. I love Happy Death Day. I hope he kills it with Scream, man. It feels like it almost feels like he's been working his way up the slasher ladder to this point. And for that reason, I'm rooting for the guy. I hope he fucking kills it with Scream 7. Nothing would bring me more joy if he made a film that was considered the best sequel. Nothing would bring me more joy. I really would be awesome to see that. But Perry, I feel you, man, and I love you. Thanks for the $5. I appreciate you. Did you have another thought with that, Anthony? I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm all excited.
Oh, dude, I was gonna throw my whole. I don't think anything will top the second film. But no, I just like, dude, even watching 2 last night, and just the whole opening act, like, it's just so damn good, man. Like, I know the knife through the fucking, you know. Toilet,
I love it.
You know, it just, oh, dude, Omar Epps is so good, and just, it makes me dislike Jada Pinkett even more. Like, I just, but it's so cool, and such a good original idea. It's so fucking dope. Because again, I know it's nostalgia. I just remember going to the movies and everybody being so fucking stoked and dressed up and just into the film, and just, you know what I mean? It was, I don't know. It was a big deal. Like, you know what I mean? Back in the day. And so I just felt like it, like, masterfully, like, was like taking that time in our lives and just like putting it in perspective. So I love it, man. But 2 is really good, but it does have its flaws. Like, you know what I mean? You know, what if Randy wouldn't have died? It was ballsy. You know, Wes is like, dude, got to kill off one of the main people. No, nobody's safe, you know. But that does kind of suck. Like if like after Dewey's death, I know you can't have everybody, but dude, Dewey's death, that was
hurt.
It did, man. And then to be like, oh, Amber did it. It's like, dude, come on. You're gonna disrespect. She did not pick this dude up. Double knives. Like, no way. Like, dude. But it's whatever. I mean, that's just nitpicking. It's just nitpicking. So
I will say the first 45 minutes of Scream 2, like it might be my favorite first 45 minutes of any of those movies. Like it is such a strong beginning. I really do love Scream 2. It is a lot of fun. I give it a lot of shit because of the killers, but oh my God, that the first 45 minutes of that is like perfection. I wouldn't change a thing. Yeah. I think it's so much fun from that point. But I take issue with the ending, but who gives a shit? The first 45 minutes, so much fun. Fucking love it. There's no bad Scream film.
Amen. Yep. And the soundtracks are top notch. Yep.
Love them. Yeah. Listen, you know what? I shit on Scream 2 and 3 a lot, but in my opinion, Scream 2, best opening scene of the franchise. And for Scream 3, the best soundtrack. Hot take.
3 for sure. Yeah. 3 is just a tad bit better than 2, but yeah, definitely. So where would you rank Mickey and your Ghostface? If that's like, I know that's
very up there. Sorry. Like, dude,
Yep.
I love Mickey, but he like it's almost like pointless for him to even be in the movie, which sucks. I'm like, he's without a doubt, he has the best motive in the entire franchise, in my opinion, and they just kind of shoot him in the face and forget about it. And I'm like, what? That was so interesting. Well, why did we make a whole movie about that? That's so good. I don't know. I feel like they struck gold with Scream 2, but they like overthought it, is how I feel. Like Scream 2 could have been objectively the best film in the whole franchise if they had focused on Mickey Altieri.
Dude, I think his motive was kind of, again, ahead of its time. I feel like there's some people out there that are like, dude, I can do this shit and get away with it still. And dude, sometimes that happens like in our fucking, reality, dude. Like they just, sadly it does. But like, that's what I'm saying. It just seems kind of ahead of its time. Like, and dude, his character, dude, he does, Oliphant, dude, does such a great job, dude. Like he's so convincing and just like, it's like when he's pointing the gun at Sin, he's like, it's sealed tight. Oh my God, dude, that shit is so good. And then for Cotton, to get his kind of like comeback into, it's so fucking dope. The ending is just so good. So yeah,
dude, the ending to Scream 2 to Scream 3, with Cotton Weary, I think that's fantastic writing. Like that is phenomenal. How we go from like Cotton almost betraying Sydney in this really fucked up way. Like, I'm only gonna kill this killer behind you if you agree to the Diane Sawyer interview. Yeah. Dude, that's so messed up. That's such a really good way to start that off in Scream 2 and then have it immediately, disrupted at the beginning of Scream 3. It's really well done what they did with Cotton. I don't know. I really love that too. There's so much to love in the first 3 Scream films. I totally get why, some people would say like 2 is their favorite, 3 is their favorite. I totally get it. Like it makes a lot of sense to have those at the top of your list. I love those movies I love all of them. I love all 6 of them so much.
Dude, I would love to chat with somebody that actually does like the sequels better than the original, because the original to me is just like, but again, Halloween, I like 18, and actually rewatching over Halloween, well, I don't want to give anything away because I might actually finally do a video ranking the franchise, but
hell yeah.
Dude, I just find myself a little more drawn to Halloween 2 than the original. I know that sounds crazy, but dude, like Halloween 2 to me, it's like it has all the elements of all that cool fucking 80s slasher shit that was going on at the time, plus a Halloween film. Like it's to me, it's done really well, man. I know that John Carpenter didn't much want to do it, or he said it was lazy writing or whatever and all this shit, but he was forced to do it. But I still think it slapped, man. I thought it was good. So
I think Halloween 2 gets into the action a little quicker, and I think that's why it's like it's almost like the pacing is better in the sequel in a lot of ways.
Well, here was a question I was going to ask, like what was more disappointing, the way that they wrote Jamie Lee Curtis in on Halloween 2, she's kind of like in a daze, kind of messed up on, drugs the whole time, and she doesn't have like a lot of action in there until the end, or how they made Danielle Harris mute in 5. Like I was like, God, that's such a bad idea. Such a bad idea, man. Like she's so good in 4, and 5's not bad, but it's like, just have her like not be mute. Like it makes sense, sure. Like, if she had like, I don't know. I just think it's kind of a little dumb. But
Five's a worse decision, in my opinion. And
Yeah.
and hear me out on this. I think with 2, Laurie being bedridden the whole movie, it's one of those things that just makes sense with what the sequel suggests as a story. You know what I mean? Like, she's been, stabbed and brutalized, and she has to recover. That has to happen. And it's not like Halloween 2 is boring. You know what? I would be a little more pissed off about that if Halloween 2 was boring. But actually, like I was just saying, I feel like the pacing is significantly better in 2 versus the original. Not to say that there's anything wrong with that first one. I fucking love it. Halloween 78's a classic. I love it. But I will say, rewatching those movies again recently, I think 2 is a little more engaging at first. Like, I mean, in the first 10 minutes or so, fucking Ben Tramer blows up with the car hitting him and all that shit. It's like, that's insane. That's fucking awesome.
So fucking dope. And like, I like, Dick Warlock as, dude, he's like, might be, obviously James Hugh Courtney's probably my favorite. He did, phenomenal job. But dude, Dick Warlock, I know people are like, he's a little robotic and shit.
No, I love that.
I like the mask, dude. I know a lot of people are like, you can see his eyes. I'm like, dude, I actually kind of like that, man. Like, I think it's cool, man. To me, I feel like it's still the original mask, and it just, I don't know, man. And when I was a youngster, it always seemed like I would always end up watching that one more than the original. I always remember watching that one way more. So, and dude, like the ending, the third act, yes, I get it. Shooting him directly in the eyes and his eyes are bleeding. Like, damn, she's a good shot. Like, yeah, I know, I get it. It's kind of out there. And, but dude, when he blows up and he's walking out of the fire, that's some dope shit, dude. Like, it's like slasher gold right there, man. It just is. I don't know.
I love Halloween. Oh man, Halloween 2. No, it's fantastic. I think people are a little too harsh on it. I don't know. That's always been very high up on my list while ranking those films. But Jason Carpenter is talking a little bit about the new movies, specifically saying, I saw Halloween Kills 3 times over your vacation. Nice. And I'm hyped that you talked about this, Jason, because I also want to talk about Halloween Kills for a second. I can see sprinkles of why John Carpenter, the GOAT, considers it the best of the DGG trilogy. Have you heard about this, Anthony? John Carpenter's favorite from the new run of films is Halloween Kills. How do you feel about that?
Totally valid, and I like it. 2018 will probably always be my favorite of the trilogy. I thought it was a perfect film. It's my favorite probably of the franchise. So well done. I love Jamie Lee Curtis's character, balls to the wall. Just love, who she is in that film. I think in Kills, it kind of stinks that she's always in the hospital, but maybe that was some reference or, throwback to how it kind of was in Halloween 2. You know what I mean? Dude, Kills is awesome, dude. Kills is like a new age 80s style of slasher. It like, there's so many good references from all the other films. Yeah, like The Evil Dies Tonight, I can get over that shit. Like, it is what it is. Like, it's Michael at his best, dude. It's just intense. It's fun, dude. It's just a good slasher film. Like, it really honestly is. Like, sure, maybe I would have loved if 2018 might have just been a standalone with, to me, how bad they wrote 3. And I get it. People like ends. Sorry. Dude, it's just, I don't know. We're looking for, never mind. Kills was damn good, dude. So it doesn't surprise me. And I bet, he probably has some of his best score in Kills, if I can't quite remember, but I bet, he probably, there's good, scenes in Ends, the junkyard scene. I know he did that one, and stuff, but dude, Kills is dope, man. Like, I love the, when he attacks the car and hangs them all up, or like,
dude, that's great, man.
Yeah, and like with the Halloween 3 mask, I love that shit. And
the kids, yeah,
dude, it's just so good. And yeah, man, it's just, Kills is awesome, dude. Yeah, Kills, to me, I think it's going to be the most underrated of the franchise for like a very long time, with like, for years to come. Like, I think it's going to be like that one that people are actually going to be watching a lot more around Halloween than like they kind of realize. So
I was thinking about Jason actually had said something last week. I was live on Friday, and he had said something like, "Oh, I'm watching Halloween Kills," and I'm like, "Man, I haven't watched that movie in such a long time. I got to sit down and watch that one again." I just watched it over the weekend. I'm gonna be honest, Anthony. I think it might be my favorite from the new 3 now. Like, I love Halloween 2018. Okay, you know what? What stipulation? Let's say that. Halloween 2018 is my favorite, but Halloween Kills would be my favorite if it ended with the entire town beating the shit out of Michael Myers and that was it. Like, that was the end of the story. But because it ends the way it does, I think I put 2018 over it. But Like, imagine if that was it. Like, it was just a duology. It's like we have Halloween 2018, then we have Halloween Kills, where it's like Karen, you know, the younger Strode member, and Allison leading Michael Myers to his death to do what Laurie Strode couldn't. There's something really poetic about that, and the more I think about it, the more I fucking love it. There's a part of me as an inner Halloween fan that wants the satisfaction of Laurie Strode taking down Michael Myers, which is fun to see in Halloween Ends, admittedly. But to me, there's something more poetic about the fact that she's so obsessed with this guy, yet isn't going to be the one to take him down ultimately. It's kind of fucked up. It's almost like sad. I feel it's almost more sad for Laurie Strode on top of what she's already gone through. And I kind of love it. I'm going to be honest. That's, to me, my headcanon, that's where this new story ends, is with the mob taking down Michael, doing what Laurie couldn't.
So before I was a big, into like, I know news about like, films and like what's gonna, come about like in the future and stuff. Dude, I thought Kills was it. Like when they were beating the shit out of him at the end, I was like, oh shit, he's dying. Like it's over. Like this is how they're gonna beat him or whatever. Like I thought it was done. And then, I know that is how it worked out. But like, yeah, dude, I'm totally down with that. Like, dude, yeah, I don't know, man. It would make a lot of sense. And like, dude, if they would have just ended it and we wouldn't have got what we got in the ends, like I would be happy, dude, to be honest. Even though this morning I was in Best Buy eyeing that there's like a steel book container of the new trilogy or whatever.
I've seen that, man. I kind of want it too. I'm not gonna lie.
I was like, damn, that isn't what I ended up getting, but like, dude, it looks very nice and shit. And Ends is not the worst film ever, but to me, it just like I feel like David Gordon Green wanted to do certain things in that film and maybe just didn't get to. I don't know if that's 100% true, but yeah, I love Kills, man. Kills is good stuff, dude. It's such a throwback atmosphere to like all of those 80s slashers that came before it, man. I'm telling you, it's just kind of, it's just balls to the wall like slasher. That's just what it is. Like 18 maybe technically wasn't like that, a little more storyline, which is dope. But if you're a slasher fan, I think Kills, if it is your favorite, that makes total sense. You know what I mean?
It's slowly moving up there, man. I don't know. I really, like, every time I watch it, I really enjoy it. Even seeing it in the theaters the first time, it was just like a smile from ear to ear when I was watching it. I'm just like, this is why I watch Halloween. I'm watching Halloween to not only have fun with like silly characters, but to see Michael have this over the top killing spree. And I just feel like they delivered on that tenfold in Halloween Kills. And I really enjoyed it. I loved seeing the characters back too, in maybe a little more of a limited role. Halloween Kills is much more about like Karen and Allison and Cameron too, a little bit. Yep. And I liked seeing that, focusing on some of these new characters a little more. I don't know, Halloween Kills, fucking fantastic. I think Halloween 2018 and Kills are really fucking good entries in this franchise. People give David Gordon Green a lot of shit, man, but he made two fucking excellent Halloween movies.
Did a great job, dude. Yeah, I totally agree. Do you think Corey should have been in Kills, though, instead of Cameron?
Here's what I'll say about Halloween Ends. If that was Cameron who had somehow survived the events of, Halloween Kills, and it was just Cameron going through that story, it works for me. Like, the whole movie would work.
Makes way better sense, right?
But it's just, you get dropped into this brand new story right from the get-go with Halloween Ends. That's where I take issue. Like, why did it start off with Corey? Like, that makes no fucking sense to me. Like, start off with our main characters. Maybe Corey is someone who's slowly getting his way into this group somehow, and then have him turn evil. That would work way better than just throwing us into a brand new situation. Imagine if Star Wars 6 started off with a brand new guy named Corey, opposed to following what was kind of a cliffhanger at the end of Empire Strikes Back, Yeah. Like, that would be so fucking weird. That's basically what we got with Halloween Ends. It's like, why are we who is this guy? I don't give a shit about this guy. Let's go on to something else. I don't know. From the moment Halloween Ends started, I just wasn't invested in it.
Dude, when the synopsis came out, I think that's what everybody was thinking. They're like, who the fuck's Corey? Like, who is this kid? Like, he wasn't in the last films. Like, I don't, like, what does this have to do with any? And then you're just like, I just feel like we knew that it wasn't going to be what it was. Yeah, I don't know.
And John Carpenter saying it sucks before it came out too. I was just like, no, oh my God, this isn't going to be good. And it was such a shame. I think the reason I'm so harsh on it personally is because I love Halloween 2018 and Kills so much. It was such a bigger shock. Like The Exorcist Believer, who cares? I'm over it already. Like I knew that wasn't going to be good. That I didn't care that much about. But Halloween Ends was heartbreak, man. It was really just like, man, I can't believe this didn't live up to the other two movies. That was just really upsetting. it was almost like watching your a football team like have this lead the entire time and then just lose it right at the end. That's how I felt watching Halloween Ends.
What a great analogy or metaphor, or whatever you want to call it. Like, that's perfect, dude. Yeah, that's perfect. Dude, I just remember being in the theater and just being like, what is happening? There's no way that they're going this route. Like, no way. And it just was what it was. So, okay, here's one. What do you like better, Scream 5 or Kills?
Okay, real quick, Jason, thank you for the $5, man.
Yeah,
I really do appreciate you. Scream 5 or Halloween Kills, that's really tough, man. I mean, I really love both of those, maybe almost equally. Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to go with Halloween Kills just because I feel that the character work is slightly better. That's the one edge I give to Halloween Kills over 5.
Cool. I can dig it, dude.
How do you feel about that?
Dude, that's a tough one because I'm sitting here watching 5, Scream 5, and I'm thinking, I'm like, man, that's a good, it would, dude, it'd probably be Kills just by a tad bit. Yeah, just because it's
a little bit.
Yeah, I think Michael's a little bit better in the movie than Ghostface kind of is in here in 5. So, but it is, Dewey's last film and shit. But like, yeah, I'd say Kills just by a hair. Yeah.
But God, I love both. Oh my God, Scream 5. Like I watched that again recently too, like last week, and I was just like, oh my God, this is like one of my favorite Scream movies. Like that's moved. 5 has moved up my list. 2 and 5 have moved up my ranking a lot. I love 2 a lot more. I love 5 a lot more. Damn. I hate to say it, but I think 6 is moving down. I think 5 and 2 are moving up my ranking right now, personally.
I dig it, dude. Nice.
You guys are starting to get to me about 6. I'm like, damn it. Eric, God damn it, Eric and Anthony are kind of right. I was like, shit, man. No, that's really funny. But
no, actually, I'm gonna watch it after this. I'm gonna like, dude. I think somebody mentioned it in the comments earlier. They were like, dude, 6 was solid up until about the 3rd act, and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much the best way of putting it. And the 3rd act isn't terrible, but it's just like, I think we're just like sitting there watching it. We're just like, well, this is 2. Like, you know what I mean? Like, which is fine. It's totally fine. Like, but I think, yeah.
The third act of 6, I think, is one of the weakest moments of all of the Scream franchise, and like I hate admitting that because, dude, I wish I could have filmed my reaction to seeing the beginning of Scream 6. I don't think I've ever been more excited during the beginning of a film ever, like in the theater. Like that was so cool to see them just break this mold in such an unexpected way. And like, I hate to, once again, being so full of myself, but like in a way that like I was kind of like I feel like I was saying like, show something from the Ghostface's perspective, do that. And then like you see a movie do it and you're just like, oh my God, you know what I mean? It's so shocking it was almost like getting exactly what you wanted. You know what I mean? From a movie, like immediately right off the bat, I was like, Scream 6 is the best one. That's what I was thinking walking out the theater, just because I was so hyped about. I was like, this is something I wanted for so long from the franchise, and they finally did it. You know what I mean? There was a big element to 6 that I really loved.
I couldn't agree more, dude. Like literally coming out of 6, I was like, this might be my favorite like sequel. And then we went and saw it again, and I was like, God, that 3rd act maybe wasn't as good as I thought. But
yeah,
dude, opening's like, unfortunately, it sucks because Samara gets killed. I know. I wish you could have been in the franchise a little bit more, but yeah, it's a really good opening. Like when he takes the mask off and you're just like, oh shit, what is happening? Like this has never happened before. Like, you know what I mean? Like right after he kills her, you're just like, what is happening? And then he goes back to his place and stuff. And then there's good references all around. Jason Takes Manhattan,
yes.
Fucking Friday the 13th part 2 with his buddy's head in the fucking fridge and shit. And like, they're talking about giallo paper and like, all this shit. I'm like, yes, like this is dope. Like this is good fan service. I like this a lot. And then dude, I'm pretty psyched to actually watch it after this. Yeah, dude, that 3rd act, it was just kind of like, Maroney wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. And I actually like the reference, to Quinn, doing the fake death to Roman in 3. Like, that's cool, man. I can do, again, like I said, being very nitpicky about it. It's a good film, but it's just probably not my favorite of the franchise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm starting to be like, okay, that 3rd act's just not as strong as some of the other movies. And that's also like one of my biggest things about Scream is I love a good reveal. And that's kind of the weakest element to Scream 6 is the reveal. And I'm starting to like, I think I would put 4 above 6 at this point. I'm almost at the point where I would put 5 above 6 too, which I don't know. I don't know about that. Like that's getting into some weird, I got to break down the film like beat for beat for pros and cons before I say something like that. But I don't know. I really love 6, but that ending does weigh it down a little bit. It's still a great film. I still love it. So much fun. But Hollywood Guy is asking a killer question here. Thanks for the $5, man. Saying, Jake, which of the core 4 you don't want to see as Ghostface, and who do you see as it? It's about time they are one. So one of the core 4, who's the most likely to be Ghostface? Who's the least likely, Anthony?
Excellent question. Love this question. I will say it's no way they'll make it Tara. I mean, that would be a crazy storyline. It has to be Sam. Like, I'm telling you, it has to be her. Somehow, all this overtakes her, and she finally ends up being, you know, off a rocker, and it all makes sense. Like, dude, one of the best lines in 6. She's like, what is she's like looking in the glass, like during the when they're looking at the God, what is it?
They're looking at the glass.
when she's looking at the Ghostface costume and all that, I guess what would you call that? Like the vanity or whatever, or like I don't know. And then you know,
okay, yeah.
Like, oh fuck, and he's like, fuck yes. He's like, take out that knife and clear this fucking room. Like, let's go. And I'm just like, dude, this is that's some good shit. Yeah, I think, to be honest, like this is what I was talking about. I don't know how. Okay, I was like, oh, maybe Sam's mom like says, you know, Sam, this is all like Sydney's fault. Like she ruined all of our lives, you know, and stuff like that. And like maybe she's like the big time twist reveal in like 7. Like maybe she's been the Ghostface like the whole time, or maybe like she's like, you know what I mean? Like she's trying to like gain Sydney's, you know, trust and shit again or something like that. I don't know. And then, but would she betray Tara? I don't know if she would do that. Maybe, possibly. I mean, if she's off her rocker, but Chad and Mindy, it's possible. You know, why is, you know, Mindy keeps surviving all the time? Maybe she is in it. Like, I don't know. You know, same with Chad though too. Maybe they're both in it. But, you know, I think it would probably be Sam. To me, that would be a pretty good reveal, I think, if she was in it.
Yeah, I think Sam is the most likely to be our next Ghostface. And then, like, you could do it in a way where, sorry, oh my God, that water went down the wrong pipe. But I think you could do it in a way where it's like Sam, you know it's her the entire time, and maybe she's going after another Ghostface. That's your mystery. You know what I mean? It's like, who?
Let's go. Yes, that'd be fucking dope. Yeah.
Who the fuck are these other Ghostfaces that she's going after? She's trying to figure that out. That could be fun. As they actively are killing her friends. You know what I mean? She's no longer on the defensive. She's on the offensive this time around, which I think would be honestly a natural evolution of the character. Who's like think about her reactions in Scream 5 to Scream 6. She wants to run at the end of Scream 5. At the moment they find out that Ghostface is in New York, she's running. But then by the end of Scream 6, she throws away the mask. She's not, you know, she's done with the Billy hallucinations now, probably. I feel like she's now like at the point where she's going to fuck up any kind of Ghostface anywhere around the world. She is taking the initiative now. She's grown as a person so much through the last 2 films. It just feels like a natural evolution of Sam to go to that space next. As maybe like a vigilante Ghostface killer, which it sounds ridiculous, but I think in practice would work really well personally. But it all comes down to how ambitious this new script is, I think, at the end of the day.
Dude, what if Tara, like what if Tara, Mindy, and Chad ended up all getting in cahoots, and they were like, your sister ruined our lives, like let's go out and let's take it out on her or something like that. Like, I don't know that. Like, dude, I feel like maybe they're going to go like something like just unexpected with this next film. Like it would be, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they went that route is what I'm trying to say. Or like,
who's the least likely though? Like that's my question. Like out of the whole core 4, least likely.
Probably Tara. I feel like they know that everybody's like a fan favorite, that she's, you know, Jenna Ortega is like a fan favorite. So like, I don't think they would make her Ghostface, but then maybe that's why you do it. You know what I mean? Like that'd be kind of crazy. Dude. So if you had to guess just right off the bat, do you think it's going to be somebody that they know? It's always somebody that you know, or, you know, like, do you think it's,
don't want. Here's the thing. I don't want to rule it out. Like, okay, let's say minus the Sam killer theories where she's like at the forefront as a Ghostface. Let's cut that out for a moment. Could it be anybody in the typical style of the Ghostface reveal, like from the existing cast from the last couple of movies who are alive? So that also ropes in Danny. That ropes in Kirby. Could any of these people be Ghostface? I'm leaning against it, but I'm not throwing it out because once again, this is the final chapter. We got to do something different here. We're probably going to approach it in a similar way to Scream 3. Maybe not the same thing, but something grandiose like that. Like Roman has been involved since the beginning and all this bullshit. It's supposed to be like this crazy over-the-top reveal. However you feel about it, that's how you feel about it. But will they go that route? Will they make it grandiose? Will they make it something like upsetting? Like if Mindy or Chad were the killer or Tara, for instance, that would be upsetting. You know, that really would be like just like oh no, like holy shit, they were good guys a movie ago. What happened? I'm not ruling it out, but I just don't think it makes sense for like any of the core four besides Sam to go Ghostface. I can't see it. Chad is my least likely, I think, personally. Just because he's so sweet, he's so nice, he has not exhibited any kind of symptoms of a psychopath. So I can't see him going Ghostface personally. Tara, you were saying earlier, like Tara, it makes a little bit of sense because it's like, well, she's Jenna Ortega, she plays Wednesday, you know, she's no stranger to horror villains. I could see that. Like that makes sense. Character-wise, maybe not as much, but her as an actress, yeah, oh, she could totally play a Ghostface. Chad, though, I feel like is my least likely. Like I think he's just too nice, he's too kind. I don't know, I just can't see it. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on a core four member just being Ghostface? Would that work for you?
Dude, I wanted Sam to be the killer. Like I wanted her to be in the reveal at the end. Like but like I like her character. I'm not saying like, oh, I want her character to be Ghostface in the end because like I don't like her or anything. No, I like her character. It's cool. Like, but again, like you know, I've heard many people say it's like, oh well, you know, I'm not a killer, but I just fucking stabbed this dude like 24 times to kill him, Maroni and shit. It's like at the end, it's like, dude, what the hell is happening? Like this is what I'm talking about. Like some of it's a little over the top, but shit, what was I gonna say? Joey said here like Leslie Mocker getting vengeance for her son. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like I feel like it just I feel like it's gonna be somebody that they know. Or what if it's Sam's boyfriend, dude? Like maybe he in the background he was, you know, with that whole crew, but it just never got revealed. You know what I mean? Like maybe he just like stayed in the background, but like I don't know. Like I mean it might be possibly, like I don't know. Like the dude was just in the movie to be her little boyfriend and like here's the ladder, come across. Like what the fuck's happening? Like
he's like kind of a red herring during the Gale kill, but like it's so underdone. They could have done a better job at making him a red herring, in my opinion. I think with Danny, I think if they make him the killer in the new movie, it's just I don't want to say it's obvious, but it's just like why keep him alive in Scream 6? You know what I mean? Like why do we do that? Where is that going? I really feel like he's opening kill material. I'm gonna be honest. I don't see why he survived Scream 6. I don't see why he was even in the film besides having a ladder in a New York apartment. He's just dead meat to me. I'm just like, there's no reason that this guy lives through the next one, or unless he's the killer for some reason. I don't know.
Did you see Joey's comment right there? Danny kind of looks similar to Vince Mocker. He could be Leslie's other son. Dun dun dun.
That would be kind of fucked up if Billy's daughter and Stu's like, what would that be? Nephew, technically? Like, are boning, knocking boots? That's a little weird. They're not related, but I mean, you know.
Yeah.
What are the odds of that?
Like maybe like, dude, I know you don't want to hear this, but like, like maybe Vince's death, like by these like two fucking like super fans or whatever, like pisses Leslie Mocker off and Stu comes back and it all just like now they're getting vengeance for all this shit and it's like, you know, I was the original like real, you know, Ghostface and this is like I'm taking down everybody. Like I'm not saying like he's gonna be the Ghostface killer, but I'm saying like, yeah, shit, maybe Danny is his brother or something, like Vince's brother, and like dude, man, I just love Vince's kill, man. That's probably my favorite.
You were saying that, man.
Probably my favorite kill of the franchise. Like seeing this earlier, dude, like I just love the fucking, you know, red right hand, you know, reference and the muscle. Dude, he's so fucking cool, man. Like that's such a, I don't know.
I appreciate Vince's death more because of you. I hope you know that. Like,
dude, to me, it's just so sleek and just fucking right to the point, and we're out. Like, it's just damn. Like,
you said that at Scarefest, I think, when we were all kind of like getting drinks or whatever, and I was just like, you know, it's like actually kind of sick. Like, I love this. The setup in particular is what I love about it. Like, you can't see anything with the lights. You hear Red Right Hand like diegetically in the background. I love it. Like, I think it really is a solid way to kick off the kills, I should say, in Scream 5. It's a lot more fun than I gave it credit for the first time I reviewed the film.
Totally, dude. And I know we've talked about the silhouette many of times. It should have been thrown in there. Don't know why it was taken out.
The scene from the trailer, right? Dude, why did they not put that in there?
I have no idea, dude. But like, I just
for context, real quick, I'm so sorry. For context, in the trailer for Scream 5, I recommend everyone looks it up because I know some people haven't been around since we did the Scream 5 coverage on this page. There's a shot in the trailer during Vince's kill, like it's on the bar, where Ghostface has like a shadow against the headlights and he wipes the knife clean and looks like this. It's one of the most badass shots in Scream, and it didn't even make the film. It makes no sense. Sorry, Anthony, I had to clarify that. Watch the Scream 5 trailer if you have not seen it.
Totally agree, dude. Yeah, totally agree. It's just, and even aside from that, like, it's still like super good, man. Super, super good. And like, I don't know, man. Yeah, I just I feel like seeing 5 for the first time and then watching that part, I'm like, dude, this movie's got some balls to it. And to me, it was like a lot of like throwback vibes. Like, to me, that's what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't overkill. It was just, I don't know. We'll see.
I agree, man. And real quick, I'm so sorry, Anthony, but I got to do a little shameless plug. And Sarah Campbell's throwing out the links to some of my other channels, which I really appreciate. Thank you so much, Sarah. Make sure to subscribe to KillJoy Jake too, where a bunch of bonus videos go. I just did one with Craven Something Scary. You might dig that. We talk a little bit about stew. And I also will talk about food now over on another channel. Holy shit. Channel's out the wazoo, man, so go subscribe, check them out. Really appreciate Sarah for throwing those links out there. Another thing I'm going to say real quick, we're going to get all the shameless plugs out of the way, and then we're back to Scream. Check out my Patreon. Go support that over there. There's some new shit for Jason and Freddy tier members. You might want to support me at those tiers, and also check out my merch page. I told you I was getting all of them out of the way, Anthony.
No, dude, I need to look at the merch, man, because I know you said enter November for discount, and I was like, dude, perfect. Like, I get paid on Friday, dude. I get paid on Friday. Like, dude, I need to start buying more merch, man, for sure.
Well, hey, I appreciate it, man. I mean, look, we got some new beanies. We got some new.
Dude, nice.
Red Right Hand hoodies, man. Some KillJoy Jake blankets. We also got a Ghostface beanie if you just want something simple. I thought that this is the one that I'm getting first. Personally, I don't know why. I just really like that simplistic design. Wes Carpenter hoodies. All the designs are now in hoodie form. So if you need a little winter action, there you go. Check it out. I don't know.
Dude, all I wear is like hoodies, man. Hoodies and beanies. Like, that's all I wore all weekend. So yeah.
I want to get some too. Like, I'm honestly like later this month I'm buying my own merch. I don't give a shit. I'm like, some of the shit I like actually really want. Those beanies, dude, are actually like super high quality. Like, I'm buying both the beanies first. That's like my big thing. I'm hyped for that. But check that out. Sorry about the shameless plug, ladies and gentlemen. Old Jake does need to support himself though. So go buy a beanie, and everything's 15% off this month with code November. So go check it out. Back to Scream though. See, I got it all out of my system.
No, dude, love it, man. Okay. That's what it's all about, dude.
That's what it's all about, dog. You know, we've been talking Scream 7 a lot. But, you know, we do have a comment about Christina Carpenter that I want to talk about. Christina Carpenter is the new Roman in Scream 7. Holy shit. Would be the laziest cop-out. How do you feel about Christina Carpenter having a role in Scream 7, just in general?
Dude, that would be... Yeah, that would be... I don't want to say, like, super lazy. It would make sense. I mean, it could make total sense, but, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, are they going to keep the route of, like, it's always somebody that you know or something like that? Somebody that's related, you know, something, you know, which makes total sense in a storyline. Yes, in a motive, like, totally get that. But if it's just, like, some, like, random motive that makes sense, I'm down, dude. Like, I will be pleasantly surprised. Like, it'll be cool, man. So, but yeah, dude, to me, it seems weird that their parents haven't been brought into, like, the scenario yet or the storyline. So, you know, and Gail and her talk about it in 6 too, when they're like out by like the food stand and shit. So like, to me, I'm just like, oh, okay, well, they kind of foreshadowing like maybe something that might happen in this next one.
Yeah.
And here in 5, is it weird that I get like super turned on when like Sam's on top of Richie, just like stabbing him to death?
I just want Melissa Barrera to stab the shit out of me too. I mean, if I'm being real.
Like this is such a better ending than 6. Like it just is. Like I know, like she looks cool in the Ghostface getup, but like he's like, what? Oh shit, I got it on mute. But he's like, what about? I can't. What does he say? He's like,
what about my ending or whatever? And she slits his throat, man.
Yeah,
oh my god, that's so fucking metal.
Yeah.
I love that scene so much. I think the 5's ending is like far superior to 6, but I think I like 6's beginning way more than 5's beginning, which is a hot take.
I do like the game that gets played with Jenna Ortega, kind of a throwback to the original. I do like that. But yeah, dude, 6 is better, dude. I mean, Samara in that yellow dress, come on, dude. What are we talking about? Like like what are we talking about? No, but again, like when he takes his mask off and it's just like, oh shit, I've never seen something like this where like the killer's actually revealing himself right at the beginning. Oh shit, like you know what I mean? Like that's super cool, man. Yeah. Super original.
Dude, my jaw hit the ground. Like, I was just like, no way, man. I'm like, let's go. That was just so exciting. And like seeing him go back to his apartment, like it was like nothing and talking about it over the phone. I don't know. There's just something about that whole scene. I love it. Like, it's perfection for me. I'm like, I love every moment of this opening scene so much. Oh,
and it has like that, you've seen Hellfest, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Where like, you know, goes into his closet, puts the mask up, but like on it, like a thing. And like when he does that and it's just like, oh shit, man. Like
same energy.
This is fandom to like the highest level. Like this is crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I love it. I love that we kind of got almost an extension of Scream 5 a little bit into 6. And then like the whole point of it was to say like this ghost face is different. And I do feel like that gets a little soured by the time we get to the third act, but it's so much fun in the moment. God, I love that opening so much. But James River, CFC Reviews, thank you so much for the comment, my friend, saying, hey, Jake and Con, question for both you guys, or both you boys, sorry, us boys. Do you guys think that Tara and Sam's stories continue after 7 or conclude with it, especially considering how big Jenna is at the moment? Would be a mistake to remove her? That's actually a really good question, James. Anthony, I'm going to throw that to you first.
I'm going to say, great question, by the way. I'm going to say that, it probably will end. Like I don't want to sound like bad or anything, but I almost think that it's maybe lucky that they're getting her in 7. Like, you know what I mean? Like she is kind of blowing up at the moment. So like super, I appreciate her and respect her for wanting to come for the last installment. Hopefully if that's what it is. So like, that's awesome. And then maybe if she gets older and then she wants to come back, you know, if they don't, like, would they kill her off in 7? Shit, I don't know. Like, I mean, honestly, I think she would be cool with it if they did. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's not above that. You know what I mean? She doesn't seem to have that personality, but like, yeah. So, I don't know. To me, this 7th film seems like an ending to like this storyline with like the new characters, possibly Sydney and Stu, and then 8's going to be something totally new. So that could be super cool.
I'm entirely down for the core 4 just being done after this movie. Not that I dislike them. Yep. I look at some of the legacy characters and how they were represented in the last 2 films, and I just question like sometimes why they're even in some of the scenes, you know? I don't want that to happen to these characters either. You know, I kind of think that we should tell a story and be over with it for Scream 8. Like this is the Sam and Tara story. Then we're going to tell a story about new people who are getting attacked by Ghostface. I love the legacy characters, but at points it does feel like you're taking parts from, like, okay, let's say this. Let's say Scream 96 is an old cheap, not old and cheap, like a Jeep Cherokee. Okay, it's an old Jeep Cherokee. Okay, it runs beautifully with the parts that it has. It's great, but you try to take those parts out of the Cherokee and you try to put it into, you know, let's say a Ford F-150, it might not work exactly the same. That's how I feel about some of the legacy characters from that were presented in 1 and now they're in 5 and 6, where they may feel out of place sometimes. Great characters in their respective films where they came from, but sometimes they feel like they're not necessarily needed in some of these other movies. I think if Scream 7 focuses on Sidney Prescott, there's an argument to be made that Sam and Tara may not need to be there. Just like how Sidney Prescott and Gale Weathers may not have needed to be in Scream 5. I love these characters. I think they're great. Anthony's like, no fucking way, man. Sidney Prescott all the way.
No,
what are your
no.
thoughts on that?
With Gale being in 6, yeah, possibly didn't even need to happen, man. Like Mike 42 says here, with Nev coming back, would you bring back Kirby and Gale? It might seem to get a little bit crowded. Yeah, totally agree, dude. Like,
it's getting crowded. Yeah, that's my problem.
Too much fan service, yeah, a little bit. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like it makes the storyline not gel together as well, to be honest, you know.
Those parts that worked so well in the Cherokee just don't work so well in the F-150. And these are just two different kinds of cars with these two movies.
Yep, I totally agree. And I think that's why 5 is really good, because they did just enough fan service for the throwbacks in the originals, but had the storyline centered around like the core, you know, the new core characters and everything. But yeah, dude, I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't get too crowded. I definitely hope that doesn't happen. But
I see it as like a disservice to the character, right? Like, it's like I love Gale Weathers. She's like one of my favorite Scream characters, if not my absolute favorite. And I just, besides her chase scene and almost death in 6, I just question why she's even there. Like, and I feel like that's disrespectful to the character to bring her back for no reason besides putting butts in seats. Like, a lot of people are like, oh my God, it's not Scream without Sydney. It's not Scream without Gale or Dewey. To me, it's just more disrespectful to just throw these characters off to the sideline. Like, I'd rather them just not be in it and respect their legacy versus try to just shoehorn them in so that we can, you know, get people to come to the theater. That to me just kind of sucks. I don't know. I love Sydney. I love Gale. I love Dewey. I love all the fucking legacy characters, but sometimes they're just not needed for a certain story to tell, you know? I don't know. That's just my take on it, but I guess that's very controversial. Like, people don't like hearing that.
No, I mean, to be completely honest, I feel like 2018 and Scream 5 resembled this, like, each other very well. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like Scream 5 might have seen like what Halloween 2018 did, and they were like, yo, we can do that. Like, we can give some fan service from the original, have the storyline, you know, work out with these new characters. And then Kills was almost kind of like, dude, if you watch Kills, it's like, it's just like a new age, like Halloween 2, like straight up. Like, it is kind of like, you know, not like everything's in the hospital, but the hospital's definitely in there. You know what I mean? And like, they bring back other core characters from the original films. Like, to me, that's kind of like 6. Like, you know what I mean? Even though there's probably more new characters in 6 than compared to Kills. But like, yeah, I mean, I don't blame the films for what they're doing, but it just, hopefully in this next one, we don't get an Ends. I don't think that's going to happen. And nothing against Ends. If again, I feel like I'm always bashing on Ends, but it's just more like, to me, I just feel like Ends just got lazy, dude. I just feel like it did. But it's not easy to make a movie, so I can't wreck on it. Like, I don't know the first thing about it, so whatever. It's all good. Like, they did what they did. They made good money, and that's what it's all. Well, technically, that's, I hope, not what it's all about, but you know.
For studios, it is, apparently.
Yeah. So
which sucks. What I will say to that, though, is I think that with Halloween Ends, I do trash on it a lot, and a lot of people are like, dude, get over it. But to me, it, like, and I'm sorry for people who like Halloween Ends, but it represents everything I don't like about modern movies. In a lot of ways. Like, it's a lot of it I feel like is fan service. A lot of it I feel like is just, hey, we can write anything with the Halloween name and people are going to watch it and like it. And that to me is what I just don't like about it. It is almost the same plot as Christine, replace the car with Michael Myers. And they were just like, well, people like John Carpenter, people like Christine, we'll just tell that story again. And that's where I feel the laziness comes in. I know some people love Corey Cunningham. I respect it. I respect the opinion all day, every day. It's just, why make a new movie if you're just going to tread over the past of what we've already done? I know Christine is not in the same franchise as Halloween, but you can't deny the John Carpenter connection there. And that's probably the impetus of the idea in the first place. It was, oh, well, people like John Carpenter, let's just make Christine again, but in Halloween. I don't know, man. I just needed, I wanted something original. And while, yes, Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills, like you were saying, are very similar to Halloween 78 and Halloween 2, I just feel like they add more to the conversation where Halloween Ends does not. Like, even Scream 6, with all my criticisms still intact, I do feel like it takes the parent Ghostface idea and adds more to it. It may not be a better reveal than Scream 2, in my opinion, but I think it does add something to it, having this level of, like, we're destroying your character before we even kill you. Like, that's fucking evil, man. You got to give Dermot Mulroney's character some credit from Scream 6. That's really interesting.
Yeah, and it's very, like, of present time, like using social media, like, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yes.
yeah, so it's like taking advantage of the time period and everything, which is pretty cool. Um, oh shit, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, first and foremost, Christine is my favorite John Carpenter film. I know, I love The
Fuck
Thing,
yeah, dude.
but dude, Christine is fucking phenomenal, man. I love that movie. Love the fucking just all the things that they were able to do in that film. The Thing is my favorite. Like, this is weird. How did I used to put this? Like, I more so appreciate The Thing, but my favorite Carpenter film is Christine. Yeah, for sure. So, and dude, you're totally right. That's exactly what it was in Ends, man. And maybe David Gordon Green was trying to do fan service to, or show, homage to John Carpenter. But that's just too much, man. It's just, I don't know. It just,
I just like looking at Kills the Halloween 2 is to how Scream 6 is to Scream 2. But here's the thing, like they are different stories. You know what I mean? Like Scream 6, people want to say, "Oh, it's a college movie again." No, the fuck it's not. It's a city movie, man.
Yep.
Like there was not big city chase scenes and kills in Scream 2. You know what I mean? Like, yes, the reason our characters are in the city is because of college, but that is hardly a factor in the story. Like I think to me, like they're just different enough movies. Halloween Kills, same thing. Yes, we are at the hospital, but the majority of Halloween 2 takes place at the hospital, not in Halloween Kills. We're at the Myers house for like most of the third act. We're doing a lot of different things with our characters this time around versus how we did in Halloween 2. I don't know. I feel like, yes, there are similarities between like Halloween 2018 to the original, Halloween Kills to 2. Same thing with Scream, Scream 5, Scream 6 to Screams 1 and 2, but they don't just directly take a concept and rip it to just do their own thing like how Halloween Ends does. And I really hope that Scream 7 does not do that same thing with, either Scream 3 or maybe another Wes Carpenter, another Wes Craven, another Wes Craven property, Like, I really hope that's not the approach for Scream 7 because fans are going to see right through that shit.
Yeah, I'll be very interested to see what the setting is for 7. That'll be really cool to find out, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be Woodsboro or something else, or probably isn't going to be Hollywood. Know that. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the setting is for sure.
Well, Anthony, real quick before I'm probably going to sign off here because I'm getting tired.
But,
where can people find you? What is Child of the Corn?
So it's just I think my Instagram's Child of the Corn 402, and then you might have to look a little bit on YouTube, but just Child of the Corn. I only have a few videos and stuff up. I know I had a huge vacation break, and I was trying to possibly do some videos and stuff. Trying to line a stream up possibly, I think, tomorrow with some people. So I might be trying to do that tomorrow. So if you guys want to tune in for that, I'll put it up on social media and stuff. But yeah, other than that, just pretty much Instagram and YouTube. So I don't have a TikTok or anything.
So go follow Anthony on all those platforms. That'll be pretty fucking awesome. Hell yeah, man. Anthony, thank you so much for joining me, man. It's always a pleasure talking with you.
Appreciate it, dude. Yeah, thank you very much. Like, I love, sitting around BSing about this stuff, and just, I think we all do. So that's what makes it great, no doubt. Oh, and I do want to say also happy 25th anniversary to I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, one of my favorite slasher sequels of all time, no doubt. Favorite Final Girl, Julie James. I actually think so maybe I got a couple movies I'm gonna watch tonight. So
okay.
Yep. I actually went and picked up a copy today because I thought to myself, I was at Best Buy and I'm like, dude, fresh 4K copies. I'm gonna get one on the 25th anniversary. Might as well just do it. And then I got Christmas, Bloody Christmas, dude.
That's a good movie. That one's
fun, dude. That movie, like, to me, I like that film a little bit better than It's a Wonderful Life. That's more my style, to be honest. Yeah, I got a Blu-ray version of that, like collector's edition, like whatever. But yeah, that movie's fun, dude. Definitely, like, it's gonna be one of those holiday slashers that I watch every year. So
I'm still thinking about it a year later. I'll say that about it. I think it was shot beautifully. I don't love the beginning, but I love the rest of it pretty much.
Yep.
I think the beginning goes on just a little too long with the dialogue between the characters. That's my one critique. But besides that, oh my God, I fucking love that. That was a lot of fun. Big surprise from last year.
Visuals, yeah, very good. Yep.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. I will maybe be live tomorrow night, no promises, but definitely on Friday to talk a little bit about Thanksgiving, which I'm so excited to see on Thursday. Holy shit. Expect a review Friday morning. So thank you all again for joining me tonight, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Peace out.